You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living.
Hey, whoever came in with the fucked up mic, please mute real quick because I'm having a hard time
Moose.
listening.
That's Moose. Oh, there we go.
Thank you. No offense, just can't concentrate.
It's
Okay, go ahead.
storming out here. What's up, Jamie?
No, I get it. What's up,
Yeah.
boss?
You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living.
Uh, strongly disagree.
You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects.
Strongly agree.
You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax.
Strongly agree.
In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others.
Strongly agree.
You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings.
Uh, I'd say like two to the disagree.
Your mood can change very quickly.
Strongly agree.
You are not easily swayed by emotional arguments.
Strongly agree.
You often end up doing things at the last possible moment.
Strongly disagree.
Oop, hang on. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas.
Um, strongly agree.
Okay, we're halfway done. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own.
Strongly disagree.
You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
Strongly agree.
When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart.
Strongly agree.
You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule.
Uh, in the middle.
You rarely second guess the choices you have made.
Strongly agree.
Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing.
Strongly agree.
You are drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing.
Strongly agree.
You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions.
Strongly agree. That's a persistent one right there.
You like to have a to do list for each day.
Strongly agree.
You rarely feel insecure.
Strongly disagree.
You avoid making phone calls.
Strongly agree.
You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints.
Say that one more time.
You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints.
In the middle.
All right. You can easily connect with people you have just met.
Strongly agree.
If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
Strongly agree.
You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago.
Extremely strongly agree.
You are not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future.
Strongly disagree.
Your emotions control you more than you control them.
In the middle.
When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient.
Strongly disagree.
Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts.
Strongly agree.
When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in
Repeat that.
you. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you.
Strongly agree.
You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time.
Strongly agree.
You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time.
Strongly disagree.
You feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmospheres than to quiet, intimate places.
Strongly disagree.
If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof.
One more time.
If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof.
Strongly agree.
All right, almost there. You often feel overwhelmed.
Strongly agree.
You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps.
Strongly agree.
You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps.
One more time.
You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps.
Strongly disagree.
You are more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice.
Strongly disagree.
You struggle with deadlines.
In the middle.
You feel confident that things will work out for you.
Strongly agree.
Not wants to know your gender to see the results.
Male.
And it is optional. What did we say?
There it is.
What did we say? Commanders are bold, here, I'll post this link for you. Bold, imaginative, and strong-willed, always finding a way of making one. 53 extroverted. Ooh, very intuitive. I thought that would be lower because he answered how so much of the logic ones. Thinking, yep.
He contradicted himself, though, and the test could tell.
Right. It plans for that.
Yep. It kept
So
asking him that
what did
same
he,
question over again.
What do you get, guys? I didn't get to see it. I was running
ENTJ,
inside.
the commander. And they have a new system where they add the T on the end. I forgot what that means.
I know I was INFP last time I did it.
IN
Feeling.
FP.
Oh, you were yeah, I can see that. INFP.
Yeah.
Yep.
Prospecting.
ENFP.
Is that like
Okay,
looking for
let's-
hookers?
So I
was-
command you all to send Dennison your cash apps as well as Jeff.
Oh yeah, let me put mine.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah, if you could command about 200 more subscribers, that would really help too. That we could get monetized.
Oh, I can get that done.
Wow,
I don't know if you
liking this
I don't know if
commander
you'll really
type.
like the fucking. I don't know if you'll like the fucking subscribers, but that's on you.
You know, I've wrestled with that, and I'm willing to risk it at this point because we have all our other metrics. We just need the subscribers, so I'm like, I'll take
He's
it.
willing to risk it for the biscuit. So
Yeah,
he
I'll
should've
moderate
joined
the
us a
chat.
long
If the
time ago.
chat gets too crazy, I could moderate that part.
Honestly, if I watch your channel and like I think that you guys are actually a help more than a hindrance, I'll just give you my fucking big channel.
You
Wait, you're like a big YouTuber or something? I didn't even know that.
No, it's like 11,000 subscribers.
here,
That's pretty
I'll
big.
post it. That's that's
Not a
bigger
lot
than
of participation.
anyone in this
It's
section
only
of the panelverse.
If you
it's
check the
only because
description
of
of
one
my,
viral video.
What
if
was
you
the
check
video?
the description on my stream, Notelows, you can find Jeff's link.
Oh, for my channel, I'll put it.
Oh, I can post
The
it.
video
too.
was just a stupid train video, like fucking train track that was like fucked. And then I got lucky because like 4 days after I filmed it, there was a train derailment.
Oh, and that's what made it go viral.
Yeah, it was just lucky.
Wake up with recovery. Are you I'm trying to do a mental health channel, and there's some other people that we're trying to get together with, and Moose and I are going to do a men's thing. And I work with the recovery community a lot.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a guy that I'm getting on my channel. He's a psychiatric therapist or whatever. Within like the next month, I'm gonna get him on the panel and a couple other people together on the panel, and we're gonna have a mental health awareness day.
Oh,
That'd be
I would love
awesome,
to
dude.
even
At
put
least
Yeah,
that
in
Jamie
my
together.
has experience and knowledge in this area.
Jamie does,
Yeah, non-professional, but
like peer.
extensive. Yeah, peer.
Yeah.
I'm just a crazy fuck, is what he's saying. Fucking straight up
This-
psychopath.
I was able to secularize the 12 steps and really appreciate them. So
Oh, you went through them too?
I did not. I um, recognized that in my own attempt to create a philosophy that there's a lot of intersection there, especially if I drop like my judgment. So the higher power was a big one for me as an atheist. And then I just realized that they were trying to teach stupid people the value in submission and acceptance. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I have a question for you, and I'd like to know how you feel about this assessment of prayer. So, whenever I run into like people in the program, newcomers that like struggle with the whole higher power thing, I ask them to assess themselves as like quantum computers, okay? And then every day you're doing a reset at the beginning of the day, and you're defragmenting the ideal that you are God and that you can control everything. And if you humble yourself by surrendering, by an admission of, I don't have everything figured out, please help me to figure out the things that I don't have figured out, and please guide me in moments of, stress. Like, that would be the necessary explanation, in my opinion, for like atheists or agnostics.
There's still a gap there in where the answer comes
Well, the
from.
way that the my sponsor explained it to me was he's all you just have to believe in a higher something more powerful than yourself or something like he's all even the fucking doorknob, who cares? He's like, just think of the doorknob as it or whatever. And I was just like,
No, I could break the
that's
doorknob.
whack, dude. That's whack.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
The
Don't
I was
use the
like,
point,
that's
doorknob.
not doing it for me. Like I don't know, man. I got to like the fourth or fifth or sixth step, and then I was like, I'm not really like. I said, nah, man. It's all in my head. I'm not really like that fucked up. Like I'm not. I heard the stories and everything, and I was just like, dude, I'm in the wrong room. Like I'm like a fucking featherweight compared to these people. Like these are heavyweight champions, and I'm walking into the room crying about like just some dumb shit that didn't hurt nobody. You know what I mean?
Well,
I was like,
no,
get
it's
over it.
your life experience is just it's different in some areas, but we're not unique. Like we have one common fucking theory among us all, that we're powerless over whatever the fuck drug or drink we use.
boom,
And as
there
far
it
as
is.
like what, but that's only in
That's
the
it.
beginning. Like I'm not powerless over alcohol right now. I've regained control over a hopeless, helpless state of living through
That's the point.
adaptations and adoption of like new theories. Like I didn't have that figured out in my life. So I grabbed onto new ideals and new procedures for living my life on a daily basis, and I've regained power over it because I am not powerless over alcohol. I can choose today whether to drink it or to not, but it's contingent on my daily actions.
That's where I'm at. I had a pint of beer with my wife today at lunch. And maybe 3 years ago I'd probably have like 4 or 5 pints.
Oh
But
wow.
nowadays I can just enjoy one. And I do not believe I'm not you know, I don't believe I'm hopeless. I don't believe I'm not I don't have power over it anymore. I didn't at the time. And I didn't want to accept at the time that I didn't have power over it. It was an ego thing, like battling my own ego the whole time. And then once I finally accepted it and I finally like faced what was actually bothering me, that was the initial problem that led me to do like the over drinking in itself. That's when it all just kind of was like, no, that's not the problem. Drinking was never the problem. Drinking was just a crutch that was being used to try to like mitigate the damage that I was doing to myself. But
Hmm.
we justify it however we justify it. But I enjoy a beer from time to time, and I don't feel bad about it.
Shout out to Jess and Crispies, who I now call sandwiches.
Yeah, Rick, this is a great point. Recovery is a process. It's ongoing, and
And
it's
it's
non-linear
like
too.
the funny thing about recovery, and this is with anything, This is with any recovery. Doesn't matter if it's drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, bad
Mental
thinking, like
health.
anything across the board. Yeah, it's just like addiction. Recovery is similarly paralleled with addiction. It's progressive. It's not all at once. Like it's going to be a progression.
Yeah, it is a journey.
That's why a lot of people don't make it, is because they don't understand that it's a progression, and they expect that something's going to happen, or that they're doing something wrong because it hasn't happened. And it's like, no, like give yourself time.
I'm making double-decker sandwiches. Oh, shit.
I'm getting hungry now. I should go start lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have some
recovery is.
Hong Shao Rao.
You have some what?
Hong Shao Rao is heating up on the stove right now. Red braised pork belly. Very
Oh, the kind you
delicious.
get in the grocery store, like on the Chinese buffets.
Yeah,
The little.
I made my own though.
Oh wow.
Lindsay, you know what? You know what? What I think when I read that, said, has anyone in here not been addicted to alcohol?
I haven't.
The funny thing is, I am so glad that it was alcohol and drugs versus almost anything else, because I know how detrimental it is, and I can't stress enough how happy that I am as a result of my failures, because it was easy enough to solve when I look at it large scale. If it would have been anything else, if it would have been spending, if it would have been relationships, if it would have been like emotional attachment, or like any of those things, like the typical things that human conditioning, goes through, like buying things or owning things, or population or popularity status symbols or shit like that. If it would have been any of those, I think I would have been fucked. Or that I wouldn't have even noticed that it existed and just gone on my horrible fucking existence of life, and just not even seeing that there was a huge fucking problem that had to be fixed, or my life was, not going to go very far. Meaning death, not like success. Because there were times where I was successful when I was high.
Yeah, it's it's the not knowing when it's a problem thing that I mean, alcohol makes it obvious,
Right.
but
But it's the other part of it too, though. Like with the alcohol and the drugs, those are just symptoms.
yeah,
Those are just things that are the red flags to the deeper,
yeah,
issues that I have. And without me knowing that those things existed, the alcohol was the, hey, you got a fucking serious problem and you're probably going to die, as you're, unrelating to it. And if you don't, then you're definitely going to die. Whereas if I was just buying toasters and fucking suits and shoes and watches, I'd say I'd be able to relate a little bit more with society and be like, oh no, everybody does this. This is a
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like,
It's harder to see.
not even wrong by doing it. Trying to
Yeah.
read through the chat.
Wait, are you moose? Are you talking muffalata? The sandwich with the olive mixture? I love muffalata stuff.
Hey,
You
Dr. D,
think
tell that to the thousands and thousands of people who die every year to alcoholism and drug addiction. Tell that to the thousands and thousands of people who at a 62% baseline are incarcerated as a result of drug addiction. So tell me that it's not progressive and fatal and chronic.
I think it's the disease thing, because some people think it like they're at the mercy of something and they have no control over
I
it.
mean, they don't. I didn't. I didn't have any control
But
over
at
my
some point
alcoholism.
you
Otherwise, I'd
did.
have stopped.
So
Yeah, when I did was when I got fucking locked up and said you're not getting out of this motherfucker for this foreseeable 20 years, and if you don't change, you're gonna get those 20 fucking years.
Like with something like cancer, there's not much you can do to slow its course. There's things you could do to like manage it and minimize it, but eventually you're at the mercy of the disease. But with something like alcoholism, it seems like there are things you could do to change the outcome or reverse the course of it, etc. So when people hear
You can
disease,
lessen the damage, but the damage will always occur. Some at a higher level, some at a lower level. Like some people's bottom might be going to prison. Some people's bottom might be losing their family. Like it affects everyone differently. Like no, you can't, baseline alcoholism all the way around. That would be too perfect. But it affects everyone differently. Some people are at a greater disadvantage because of mental defection or natural natural aversion to personal growth, or the adaptation of spiritual ideas with morals, and trying to live at a different rate than other people. We all have different life experiences, that's for sure.
um, Daniel, is this recent? I'm reading about it now. Let's see. Rejects something about the Sackler family and the opioid. I'm trying to figure out what the case was. They just made a
Oh,
ruling on it.
you're talking about Purdue Pharma with fucking
Yeah,
Oxycontin.
yeah. Rejects controversial bankruptcy deal. So, and Daniel is saying what? It's
Yeah, just know, if you ever want to thank the Germans for something, you could thank them for fucking putting a stop to the opioid fucking epidemic and raising a lot of red flags. They said
oh,
you ain't
as
pushing that shit in our country.
so as part of the Purdue case, there was like a 10 billion some funding set aside to help curb the act, and now because they shot down the case, this funding's not gonna. Yeah, but if they shut down the case on valid reasons, like the fact that there was funding attached should not be what influenced their legal reasoning.
It did
It
though.
was 5-4, so it was close.
That whole case is fucked, and there's a lot of corruption behind that.
Yeah, they're saying
10
they should
billion.
not have gotten to bankruptcy to begin with.
No, no, they shouldn't have, because the outreach was the necessary. The outreach being done was like, hey, here's my concession for how much stuff that I fucked up.
Yeah. But then if they should not have had the bankruptcy in the first place, then everything that followed from it would have to be nullified. Even if it is that $10 million. Like, do you want justice or do you want $10 billion to help opioid people? You can get that from other sources. The government, like,
I just think that they shouldn't have been able to do that. They shouldn't have been able to fucking nullify all the other things attached to it, because that was the punishment. Like, just because you can chop it up as a fucking financial crime and then go into fucking chapter 11 or chapter 7, that shouldn't have been a possibility, because there was already a judgment of that size, and it was, I guess, having to do with a criminal case, but I guess it was civil because it was financial. But it's that whole thing shouldn't have fucking happened. That was probably one of the one times where I would have said, you know what, hey, on that test where it asked me if it was emotional,
yeah.
detachment, that would have been the one thing that I would have said, no, no, fuck that.
Because it sounds like it's going to clear the way for the Sackler family to get justice, or for us to get justice. But it's going to
Well,
come
yeah,
at the expense of that $10 million. So I would rather have the justice and fund the opioid crisis from somewhere else. And I have no idea how we're suddenly in a crisis that takes $10 billion to solve. That is just
10
unbelievable
billion
to
won't
me
even
that
scratch
many
the fucking
people are.
surface. That's not even like, I went through the metrics of it one day with a couple of different friends of mine, and that won't even scratch the fucking surface of what that company did to America. The precedents instilled in people's minds: take a pill, get rid of pain. It just, I don't think that'll ever be fucking counteracted.
But isn't
The
that
only
what people want? Like that's that's a form of medical technology that's very easy to deliver.
Yeah, easy to deliver, but the negative byproduct of it is addiction and depression and all kinds of other shit that's attached to it. And it's it's attacking a symptom, not attacking the actual root cause. Because if the Sackler family fucking donated, let's say, 10% of their overall income into solving the actual problems that they're just kind of numbing with their medication, then you would have been able to have a fucking leg to stand on and say, hey, we're going after the key causes. We're going after research that, defeats this pain or defeats this debilitating, whatever. They didn't try. They were literally all about money. And the predatorial shit that they did is just, I can't even fucking understand how you do that.
What were the chart? Because I, it was the doctors that were prescribing, right? Not the Sackler
Yeah,
family.
the doctors, there was the moral fucking scale went way down when it came to the doctors that were prescribing and the agents that were getting the doctors on board with faulty fucking sit down impromptu fucking lectures about the drug and just different bullshit ideologies that were presented to them that weren't factually based at all.
So the
The
doctors were
2%.
prescribing based on the propaganda that Sacklers were giving.
Right,
But
right.
if they,
The lectures.
okay, I'm thinking that if they were medical professionals, would they rely solely on that, or would they use their medical expertise to determine?
So the one problem that they had was the label, and this is why I brought up the whole Germans fucking kind of pulled America out of the shit and put the kibosh on fucking the Sackler family. The label that they put on that fucking prescription was non-addictive, and then a little
Oh,
bit later down the line they put 2% addiction rate, which was completely bullshit. That was a controlled study that was predatory as fuck. The data wasn't even consistent with the basis of what they were trying to outline. Like, it was so bad. And this was the nail in the coffin for the Sackler family, was that one label. And when they tried to expand to a global market and they tried to work their way into Germany, Germany has extremely high fucking FDA, what's comparable to our FDA, Food and Drug Administration. Like, they looked at it and was like, no, this is a joke. Like what you were implying with their medical background, they said, no, we have data 100% to the opposite of what you're saying. This is bullshit, and we will not let you in our country. And then they put it on a couple of congressional forums. They talked about it, and that's when the Sackler family finally got fucking found out to be the most predatory fucking pharmaceutical company in the world.
LOL wrecked.
so it was like misleading
Yeah,
information about the
yeah,
addictability of it.
yeah.
But even with addiction, because I've been prescribed opioids occasionally, and the doctors always prescribed in very low doses, and they informed me of the warnings, and they monitored like they were careful to not overprescribe, etc. So some of that's managed at the
Yeah,
doctor
pain
level.
management. Now it is. Pain management clinics are fucking 100% oversighted and all interlinked. Like, you know how you used to be able to drive to another state, get another license, what a driver's license? Well, you used to be able to drive to another state and get another fucking three doctors to prescribe you, 90 fucking pills, 80 milligrams a piece. And then the progressive thing that we were talking about, the progression of addiction, the tolerance level of the drug, you go from needing a couple of 40s to a couple of 80s, and then they came out with the 160s. The 160s, if you gave a
Damn.
160 milligram pill to somebody, it would have literally killed them instantly. As soon as the fucking body metabolized it, you'd be dead. So the tolerance level skyrocketed because they were getting them on a consistent basis, like a year, 18 months, 2 years. And then the tolerance developed, and then they had to go further and further and further just to get the same effect as the original 40 milligram pill.
Did the doctors know this when they were
They didn't
prescribing?
have enough data. They didn't have enough data on it at the time because it wasn't a regulated thing at the beginning. It was just a trial, and then they were going off of the trial data
Purdue
and
knew.
just prescribing it. Yeah, Purdue knew. They knew what the fuck they were doing.
Doctors
Like,
didn't care.
yeah, they were paid per prescription. The amount
So
of money
so
that they were paid per prescription was just sickening.
Here's my problem. Like, it seems like the doctors would have to also, like, there'd have to be unethical doctors involved
There
as
were.
well for the epidemic to. It wasn't just as one family
No, it
creating the
wasn't.
drug.
It was a
The
conjoined
unethical
effort.
doctors would have to be misprescribing it.
Unethical
You are
and
correct.
negligently ignorant, or
Right.
Yeah,
or.
or yes, or yes,
I
or
think it was a
ignorant.
mixture of both. Like definitely a mixture of both, but on the
Oh,
large scale, I would say that it was predatorial, that everyone knew and they just didn't give a fuck.
so check this out. I read a book called The Empire of Pain on the Sackler family, and it was actually an audio book because we were driving across country. But it talks about how uh, salespeople would go to the doctors and they would take them out to really nice high class dinners, and then they would sell them on these drugs to give to their patients. And then they would also give incentives like carnival cruise ships and like vacations and stuff like that for, some of their highest drug doctors. But one of the biggest problems that was facing the country was people from the FDA were coming from Pfizer, or not Pfizer, but the Sackler family is what's that company? The company. So, anyways, they were coming from that company, and then they were going to the FDA, and it was like it would keep churning around and keep churning around. And so, like the same people that are calling the shots and making the decisions are the ones that are making the drugs and selling the drugs. And so it was basically a huge like mafia style takeover of the drugs, and
Well, part of it was greed. Like, it was incentivizing.
of course it was,
This.
and then that's what led to the opium wars.
Do patients have a responsibility to not get themselves addicted? Because I certainly was very
I
careful with those
mean,
drugs because I didn't
a
want to get
patient
addicted.
a patient in pain is a patient in pain, and when you're in that much pain, that's
You'll
a
say yeah
very
at
unique metric.
that point,
Yeah,
yeah,
like you're in pain. You can't fucking function. You have a family. You have to go to work. You push
Can't think
aside
either.
personal fucking right. You push aside personal rational biasness and say, I need my family to eat. I need to be able to function in life. I need to have a life worth living. So all rationality and all intellectual thinking is pushed aside when you're in pain. I mean,
But
it's just the way it
does
is.
that mitigate the consequences of
I would say that the
choices and
patient
actions?
is less at fault. I would say the patient is less at fault than the doctor because the patient doesn't have a fucking do no harm clause. The doctor does. They're
yeah,
supposed
and
to
the,
be
and
above.
I would say the patient's ultimately
patient.
accountable for what they put in their body.
Yeah, it's true that they are, but when you go into the hospital and you're in dire pain, right? You're going to a healthcare person. They're supposed to have your best care
Trust.
in their
Yeah.
interest. You're supposed to be able to trust them when you're dying, when you're gonna have
I,
surgery
I,
or something. Like those are the people that are doing shit for you, right? So you're supposed to trust them.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's their decision on what drug they give you. They don't have to give
well,
you the
well,
drug.
no, my
They don't have.
doctors work with me. I established a collaborative relationship with my doctor, so they don't just come and write something and hand it to me. We talk about it.
Yeah, but
They
what if you
talk to me
got in a
about the
car
side
accident?
effects. I talk to them about maybe other alternatives, or maybe I'm concerned. So it's like a dialogue that we're engaged in to get the right
Yeah, but a
medication.
lot of people that go on opiates, they don't start with a dialogue or whatnot. It starts with like an accident that happens. They fall off a ladder. They get in a car accident. Like they get in a motorcycle accident, something like that. And then they go to the hospital and opiates are prescribed because those are so strong that they'll help the pain.
But
Like
Here,
they're
what
temporary
let's
because
look at
it's
it. Let's look at it from a different metric. So you have an organization or a demographic of people who are low income. You have a demographic of people who are low education status and on subsidized housing or whatever the fuck, just low income. They get hurt. They go to a doctor. They're indoctrinated, from the beginning of life to trust doctors. So they're not very well rounded in education. They're not understanding other than they're in pain and an excruciating amount of pain. They go in there. The doctor says, "Hey, we'll give you this. This will take away your pain. This will give you the ability to live life, as you used to." They're going to just jump onto it. They don't have the necessary attributes like some of us, and the large scale of people aren't well endowed individuals. They aren't well compensated individuals in life. Okay, so the upper
Basically,
1%, the upper
it's
1% are going to make a little bit more of an informed decision, and the lower class people are going to make a little bit less of an informed decision. And that's just a sad metric, but that's the truth.
But how is
oh,
society responsible for
hold
the
on, Jeff. I got
decisions?
this.
Okay.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Doctors go to school for how many years? 10 years, 8 years, 10 years after they go to
7.
K through 12, and then the average citizen is like high school level or lower college level, right? So
Right.
or whatever it is. So you're taking advantage of stupid people at that point.
I just,
That's exactly what it is. Like, easily
I
explained,
I
agree.
that's
don't think
exactly
the
what it
majority
is.
is as stupid as you're making them out. Like there's these idiots going into the doctor's office being handed pills and take. I give
Okay,
people a
hold on.
little
Let's
more
bring up
credit.
some
That's cope.
statistics. Let's
Even
bring up
That's
some
even this
cope,
no,
statistics.
Jeff.
because I know I come from that background. That is my background. They're not. They're not just gonna mindlessly take pills and let themselves get addicted.
Then how do we have
Bullshit.
opium crisis, bro? I'm gonna bring up some
Not
statistics.
because they're working class and of low intellect. Like the causes that you're saying that working class
Mm,
people are not smart enough, are educated consumers enough to. I know when I'm taking a pill and how it's affecting me, and if it's affecting me in a way I don't like, I either stop it or I tell the doctor. And so
Yeah, but that's
people
not the
that take
problem. The problem is
pills
when you stop
temporarily
taking the
for
pill.
pain, I'm still curious because my prescriptions were like for a limited time, for a specific instance, and then when I didn't need them anymore, I didn't get them anymore. So
Yeah, but you're missing a metric of it. You're missing, it's not the problem doesn't occur when you're taking the pill. There is no problem. The pill fucking works. The problem is when you stop taking the pill and you feel like you're fucking dying.
but
The
that
withdrawal is
with the
so
amount I
intense that
was
you would do
prescribed for
anything
the
to make it
time I
stop.
was prescribed, that was not a danger because I kept it within the parameters that was least likely to lead to that level of addiction. So either the patients are taking more than they're being prescribed, or the doctors are overprescribing, or they're prescribing them for longer than the patients actually need them. Because if you have an injury, you shouldn't need to be on it more than like a few weeks.
Okay, hold on, Jeff. I'm taking this from ChatGPT. We're going to somewhere you can relate to here. Okay, the opioid crisis in the United States can largely be attributed to the practices of healthcare providers, particularly doctors and pharmaceutical industry, rather than the patients themselves. Several key factors illustrate how doctors have contributed to this crisis and why they hold an ethical responsibility to care for their patients. Factor one, aggressive marketing by pharmaceutical companies. And I only did 1990 to 2000 because I didn't want to like do like a 60-minute like monologue on this shit. Okay, so here we go. In the late 1990s, pharmaceutical companies, particularly Purdue Pharma, aggressively marketed opioid painkillers like OxyContin, downplaying the risks. They downplayed the risks heavily of addiction and overstating the benefits. Purdue Pharma's misleading marketing strategies, including promoting OxyContin as safe, long-term pain management solution with a low risk of addiction, which was far from accurate. The company targeted doctors with lavish marketing campaigns, including paid speaking engagements, free samples, and sponsored continuing medical education
and
programs that
hot chicks.
misrepresented the safety of efficacy of opioids and hot chicks. And they were misleading the information and they lacked education. Many doctors were not adequately educated about the addictive potential of opioids and yada yada yada. And then overprescription. The combination of aggressive marketing and lack of proper education led to dramatic increase in opioid prescriptions, according to the CDC. So, I mean, as far as ChatGPT, it's not the patient's fault.
Well, here's my question
So
because you know me and victim mentality. At what point does the patient become aware they're addicted and say, oh, I might want to pull back on this or talk to my doctor? I might be moving into the addiction range. That's
I
the
think
When
it's
point
they're
where
in
they
the
can
automatic.
middle of a
exercise
divorce,
agency.
when they're in the middle of a divorce, they just crash their car into
So
something.
again,
They
victim, like it's just like, oh, it's not my fault. All these external circumstances. I had no
no, it's the
ability
human
to
condition.
assess my own addiction level
Hold
and
on.
be.
That's not true because if they were out there marketing it as safe, effective, and not addictive, and somebody goes and takes it, and they think it's
Right, but
safe, effective, not
if
addictive. If they get addicted
but
at that
that's my
point,
at what point do they become aware? Because even if that's true and it's actually addictive and they didn't realize it, when the addiction kicks in, at what point do they have the ability to notice and stop it? Like, do you take
once
one
you're
pill and you're
addicted, though,
instantly addicted and you're powerless at that point?
I'm not saying they're powerless, but man, like substances
Like
do
we're all
have a
about
hold on them.
empowerment, but we're letting the
No,
opiate be this
exa-
like thing with everybody's at the mercy of. And I'm like trying to identify all these
I'm
little
not the.
areas where even within the opioid crisis, patients themselves, because it can empower themselves to minimize the
I'm not
risk
really
of
pointing
addiction.
out the victims. I'm mere pointing out the predators on the prey. Is all
Right,
I'm
but
pointing.
even just they're all out there, and all of that's true. Even granting all of that, the individual patients, even if they're working class,
It
even
is
if they're
it's
low
their
intelligent,
job.
it is
It's
my
their job.
belief have the ability at some point to be aware and make a choice to express concerns, to could continue, not continue
Nah.
talks, etc. There's got to be some little point. I don't believe people just
I can
wake up
explain that
addicted and
point.
they're like, "Oh my God, I
All
somebody
right, Jamie,
addicted
take
me and
us
I
home.
had no control over it."
I can explain that point.
All right.
Look at the demographic of America. First and foremost, look at the layout. Now you have a lot of impoverished people in what are considered ghettos, an organization of people that are similar in basis and status. So, do you see like massive drug operations in like highly reputable neighborhoods with people with very high end jobs? Do you see like,
No.
I don't
no,
want to
you don't
assume
see
they're
that.
not going on just because I don't see them. It could be a
Well,
different
Well, the
just
fact
version
that
of
you
it.
don't see
look
him
at
would
it
be a point into it
logically.
itself.
Exactly. Look at it logically. Like the visible evidence is not there. You don't see a fucking liquor store in every corner in a fucking nice neighborhood.
Right.
Now, if you look at the other demographic of people in the ghettos, you see a liquor store in every corner. You see just dreary shit that are, keep you in a mentality of, down and out. It, if you look at it correctly and you put a bunch of like-minded individuals together and you expect them to do different, you're illogical from the fucking base. Because if you put people that are like-minded together, what are they gripping onto to fucking ascend into a higher fucking form of life? You take out religion because you got these fucking teachers at the school taking away fucking ideology of religious backgrounds because they want to argue the fucking end all be all point of God doesn't exist, but they leave out all the positive byproducts of moral fiber, and they leave out all the positive byproducts of ascension into higher forms of fucking existence. The byproduct is not on the individual. It's just the unfortunate turn
No, I
of
think it's on
events
the
that
individual.
that
I think
wound up
personal.
like
I
that.
think everything stops at personal agency and personal responsibility. And everybody on these streams is constantly preaching that and bitching about the lack of personal responsibility in society today. And yet they're going to give a pass for the opioid crisis. And I don't
Not me though.
understand the
I'm
the
gonna
the
take this one.
discrep. Like there's cognitive dissonance for
I
me.
Moose,
get
before
this
you
one.
go, I just want to be on the record real clear. Not me. I'm consistent. I don't believe in free will. Go ahead, Moose.
I'm still all about accountability, but in this specific instance, I mean, it's important. Like, a personal accountability is key, right? But many of these people were tricked into it. They were tricked.
But
They
you
were
you can't
given
be
information
forced
that
to
was
take a pill. So they
slowly
might have been
wrong.
tricked into taking the pill initially, but at some point in that process, if they're monitoring their own body as they take the pill, there should be a point at which they notice the pill is having a negative effect beyond just the pain relief.
Well, then you
And
choose the
it's
lesser of two
actually
evils. You either take the pill, which develops into addiction, or you deal with the over excruciating fucking pain.
Right.
So you're
Or
really at a fucking, you're really at a standstill
And the
there.
withdrawals plus the pain now.
And the withdrawals plus the pain,
well,
yes. And
that's
that's
why I'm
why a lot
asking
of
because
people
I've
stay in it.
taken these pills before, and I didn't get addicted in just a few weeks of being on the prescribed dose. So that's why I'm wondering how the addiction happens. And Jonathan did say that sometimes one pill is enough. And if that's the case, if you take one pill and you're addicted, that changes the picture for me. But that's not
Yeah.
my experience with how these pills work.
chemicals affect everybody differently.
Yeah.
And when I took pills because I had jaw surgery in 3 places, right? They put me on pills, and I knew that I couldn't function on them, and I took myself off it. But not everybody has that like strength, man.
But should we and should what we be doing is encouraging more your mentality, or encouraging more that it was the pharmacy, the doctors, the poor
Both.
patients, they were at the mercy. They were,
Both.
even if
It's
that's
both.
true,
It's
they
both.
have the
It's
ability
both.
to recognize the signs of addiction and pull back, just like you do.
I don't think they
and
do.
that's what I think we should normalize, not the victimhood.
Not everybody has
Sure.
Moose's capabilities.
But my point is, even if they don't have it, can we build a society that assumes
We can
that
encourage
it's possible
it.
to encourage that, or do we build a society where people are helpless and we have to
Both.
assume that they're not going to have
Both.
a level of personal
Both.
agency?
We admit that we're not the thing that we think we are, which is this divine God that fucking chooses things. No, you're not. You're a product of your environment. You're a fucking
Yeah,
monkey,
we are.
a programmed animal like everybody else. But we can still encourage people to be transcendent of that. We can be
Right.
honest and aspirational at the same time.
Then I guess that's what I'm trying to do, is encourage them
Fuck
to
yeah.
be transcendent of that part.
You know
Definitely.
what? That okay,
Praise
what
Jesus.
you just said right there. What you just said right there is the answer. Okay, you catch it before the problem before the problem comes into play, before it becomes a variable, you attack the problem before it even exists. And the only way to do that is to instill morally fibrous actions into people. And what I think, as a personal viewpoint of mine, and a lot of people disagree with it, is God or faith is taken out of your life. Faith in something higher than you. Because if it's all about me, I really don't give a fuck about me most of the time. Most days I do not give a flying fuck about me. The only thing that makes me a little bit hopeful is that somehow, some way, either knowledge or just blind actions that have a positive byproduct are going to bring me out of my fucking depression and bring me to a different place in life. But it's only through action. It's not through thought. I've never been able to think my way into a fucking better life. It's only action.
Mhm.
And the only things that I can do is attach myself to people that display these actions, display these positive character, attributes, and follow them. I have to
Does that
learn from
absolve them
people
of
outside of myself.
responsibility, Ed? Just because they're suggestible? Like, if does that get people off of murder or theft or shoplifting charges? Are there statistics that show, like, maybe people that have religious backgrounds, the rates of addiction versus maybe non-religious? Is that
It
So I
depends
have
on
a
how
something?
it depends on how their experience manifested, because there's a lot of people in the religious sectors and the any way you look at it, it's all what you do with the information that you got. You either
Jeff.
adapt to it or you run from it.
If
Like
a
I have an
priest
extreme
rapes a
religious
little boy,
background.
is it the little
Right.
boy's fault?
No.
That's the same way I feel about pharmaceutical companies giving false information to doctors, giving them very incentive, and then the doctors to their patients, other than the ones that help give them a paycheck bump. And I think that the deceit in the whole process is what I'm mad at. The accountability is somebody's going to the doctor to fix a problem. That's like going to a mechanic to fix your car. They're just a person doctor, person mechanic. And it's like, dude, they have one job is to fix you, and they're supposed to fix you the best way that they can, and they're supposed to give you options, the best options you have. Like when they give you the
Right.
shittiest options, and then you make a decision based on those options because you think that's all that's available. These guys went to school
Hmm.
for 7 years. They went to school for this, Jeff. Like they're in a suit. If you look at the studies of psychological studies, people in suits they tend to command a certain respect and they tend to like have a certain psychological effect on the person that's not in the suit.
Here, let me
So
let
Check
me
out that
explain.
statement
Let me
by
Wait,
explain
wait,
Jess.
I
my
want to
experience.
address Moose real quick. Everything you're saying, yeah, if the pharmacies do that, that's bad shit. If the doctors are overprescribed, if they're in on it, that's bad shit. I'm not denying any of that. I'm saying that should have absolutely nothing to do with the level of personal agency. Like, you shouldn't have to sacrifice an atom of your personal agency just because everybody else is doing bad shit. That is the doorway to victimhood right there.
A level of
right.
yeah, but look at how you just described that and formed that argument. A level of agency. you're kind of giving away your level of agency because the doctor supposedly knows more than you do about what you're going through, and you have a certain semblance of trust with that doctor. But what Jeff said is actually fucking awesome. I feel kind of lucky that I didn't know I was going through withdrawal those 3 days, because had I
Yeah.
known that if I just needed to take another pill, whatever, might have done it. No, like absolutely.
That blows the mind
Abso-fucking-lutely.
right there, right?
That's a logical as fuck argument, because that's true and it's provable. If I know that I can get rid of this pain, I'm going to take this fucking pill. Regardless of what the end result is, I want this pain gone now. And as a fucking society that we get everything we want immediately with technology and everything's become a lot easier, we're less apt to say, we're going to hold out, we're going to sacrifice, we're going to fucking suffer through. We don't have that instilled in us anymore.
Arguably,
I
she
mean, I
escaped the
do, but
clutches of addiction merely by being ignorant to the side effects of withdrawal.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what I
consumer
mean?
education is a big piece of this too. Like just having more.
In her case, if she was educated, though, she might be addicted to the pills still to this day.
Right.
Yeah, but it might
Because she
reduce
would have
the
known
risk.
the easy route. But look
And
at it like,
honestly, they
okay,
probably
so
do that now. They probably have pamphlets with, "Do you know the signs of addiction? Look for these warning
Well,
signs,"
now you
etc.
can't get pain
they're
meds if
all
you
over the
need
place.
it. That's how it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, it fucks for everybody. But look at, okay, so my own personal life. I was very well educated, extremely well educated. Came from a decent family. We didn't have everything, but we had a lot. I went through periods of life where it was to the point where I didn't want to live, and it had very little to do with like, product of environment or something like that. It was just a series of unfortunate events that traumatized me to the point where I was naturally drawn towards addiction, naturally drawn towards drugs and alcohol, or anything that would take my mind off of it. As intelligent as I was, it came down to this: which is less painful? Dealing with the fucking constant monsters in my mind, or taking the drugs and alcohol and fucking just, blotting out existence? And I chose drugs and alcohol with blotting out existence. But I found out through a lot of other people that were around me that that's not going to be a sustainable way of life, that I would end up dying. And as much as some days I wanted to die, my faith gave me the hope that things can change. And through a lot of action, I changed over time. Like it took a long time for it to set in and me be 100% convinced that sobriety is the answer. There's a lot of back and forth, but it's a contingency. And it's not just something you learn one time, it's something you continue to learn, because we're not slow learners, we're fast forgetters. We forget the pains of last month or last year or last decade. And we say, oh, it'll be different this time. I can do it this time. I can handle my liquor. I can handle my fucking weed, or whatever the fucking case is.
True.
That what you described, that faith that got you through, whatever you call that, that is what we need more of. That's what we need
God,
to help nurture,
God,
foster, instill. Well, we
praise
need it.
God.
God is great.
whatever your version is, just
Right.
God. Just as long
We
as
need a
you're
version
not
for the
it.
secular world too. But whatever, God is great for the people that it works for. But we need
Well,
something.
provable theory. Provable theory can be your God, as long as it has a proven track record of helping not just you, but everyone around you.
It's all about giving up the illusion and the obsession with
Of who?
control.
Oh.
Right.
Same
Yeah.
thing,
I
Personal
yeah.
think it's the
powerlessness. Yes.
opposite. I
Denison.
think you
No, it's
need
not.
the awareness that you have control. You have the ability to not take the drug. You have the ability
But you
to
don't, because you would have done it. You
no,
don't
but
have the ability.
maybe because you don't know
Alone,
what to
you
be
don't.
aware of. But now that people are more aware of what to be aware of, we do have that
Nah.
ability.
Nah, I
I
grew
I
up
think
think
that
knowing
that's a
smoking was
Yeah.
better path
If
forward than the denizens. You're not in
yeah,
control anyway. So if you're
I
gonna get
want to
addicted, it's already determined.
I want to
you're
believe
already
that.
addicted,
It's
otherwise you're not
defeatist.
you're already addicted, otherwise you're not having this conversation.
Look at the all the people who pick up alcohol for the first time and end up being like straight up drunks, like to the point where they get whatever that shit of the liver is, and their fucking kidneys
Oh
fall
yeah, where
out,
you're yeah.
see
cirrhosis.
these conversations that we're having right now. I can't understand and it scares me to even say this, but I can't understand how channels like this don't have 1 million plus fucking subscribers.
Oh my god, I can't even
Well,
get
that's
200 to
dude,
get monetized.
because the answer is the thing. There's a reason why you're scared, because you know the answer. Come on. That's why you're terrified.
He
This is
does
what I
that's
keep
the
trying to get all you people to fucking embrace.
that we're not
most-
in control.
Yes, and most of these motherfuckers are dumber than you. Less capable of control than you.
Yeah, and we expect them to rise to higher
And you're
forms of life.
waiting for them to lead you into the fucking next generation. Get the fuck
I'm not
out
waiting
of
for
here.
anybody to lead
Not
me.
you,
I'm
not you,
leading.
Jeff.
Oh,
Not
okay.
you. Not you. Sorry, that's the way I talk sometimes. Tiff, what's up?
Hey, Tiff.
Tiff, that's accurate. That is an accurate statement.
I mean, I'm addicted to streaming.
There you go.
I'm serious. It's. I was
I
an
don't doubt it.
AOL chat addict too. It was really bad.
I'm addicted,
I'm
to
addicted
all
to
the
my
things.
Cash App.
I've seen video game addicts.
I have yet to come across a thing that I enjoy that I'm not addicted to. I gotta tell you.
I mean, in
Yeah,
a way, that's normal. It's that passion where we throw ourselves wholeheartedly into something. But
It's hard to maintain balance because the one thing that I've learned is balance.
yes,
Joe,
Yes.
can I text Moose your telephone number, your cell phone number, sir?
Joe Cool, my favorite color guy. What's up, bud?
Joe, what's up? Good to see you in this part of
Alice
the
in
hood.
Chains. Hell yes. That's why he's my dog. That dude is my dog. My favorite Christian.
Joe, do you have any experience with or thoughts on addiction that you would want to come up and
He's gonna come up and hit a
give your
blunt.
thoughts on?
We need Joe Cool up here. I'm about to hit a blunt with Joe.
And give him head for me. Damn. That did
I
not
can't
turn
do
out how
it.
I anticipated.
Jeff might be able to do that, but I don't think he's interested.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
I missed it. All I heard was light a blunt or something.
Fire up.
Well, in the meantime, while we wait to hear if Joe Cool is gonna join, I'm gonna go get a refill and be right back.
Hey, can we play a Talcott clip collection real fast? Just for like.
Actually, no. I'll tell you why. Because I got some copyright things on the last one I played. Some of the music in them was
Oh,
banned
really?
in certain countries.
My bad.
I know. I was disappointed too.
All right. Well, we'll just talk about it.
Yeah, y'all keep talking. This is a good conversation.
It was a beautiful thing.
It's 420 somewhere.
Man.
I love my chat.
Go on ahead, fire up.
You don't have to give me permission, son. I am the man who.
I
I'm the one
don't
who
see a link.
passes it out for you.
Joe, just close out the chat and then open it back up again. You'll see it.
I gotta post it. He's probably in my chat because you guys are a bunch of losers. Joe Cole's my homie. That's why I don't have his number right now.
Joe Cool ditched the phone that I had the number to. Fucker.
I need a
Y'all
real
gotta take
YouTube
it to the
expert.
police.
I wonder if I should try YouTube support. It seems like a. You see? Exactly. That's, yeah. But people ask me, and when the answer is no, it does seem like that's a gap in my strategy. Okay, so I just posted the link.
Yeah, Joe, you're in Jeff's. Yeah, get your shit together, Joe Cool.
No, it's Jeff. We gotta hold Jeff accountable for that one. He's supposed to post the link in his own StreamYard,
Oh,
bro.
I posted it in my own.
Jeff's supposed to set us up, dude.
My bad, guys. I thought I was in Jeff's. There you go. There's the link.
I tell you what, how many subs does he need? 200?
200. Just go buy him real fast.
Nah, I won't buy him because then they'll fuck with his algorithm when they figure him out. If you want to build a channel, you got to do it. You gotta do it a certain
Organically.
way to get full effect. Yeah.
I know.
Like
Otherwise, they'll
I
sell
could just share his shit to a bunch of different people. He'll get his 200.
What's the? Oh,
Matter of
you
fact,
in
I'll
the
go
in the
I'll go
car in the
live.
daylight? Let's see. Hang on.
I'll
Is my
go
mic
live
working?
later on and I'll
Check,
share
check,
it.
check. Is my mic working?
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Joe,
It's Joe!
I don't think you've ever looked better. Look at you. You're not 84.
Ah! Hey, thank you.
Well, good to see you. What's up?
Good to see you guys. I've just started my cop watching shit for the day. I've been editing, and I always check the lives. And if I'm being honest, no disrespect to you guys, but I saw Jamie and Jeff, so I'm like, it's got to be good. Let me see what's going on. I didn't know Jamie found you guys. I know Dennis didn't know Jamie. That's cool.
Seek and destroy. Seek and destroy.
That's dirty. Joe Cool's been treating me different ever since
My
Talcott threw him
apology,
out.
Mos. I forgot you was up there. I just heard your voice in chat and forgot you were up there. Good to see you, Mos.
My motherfucking homie right here, Joe Cool. I'm about
I
to
was
fire one up with you.
my man. I'm finna roll one up. I was in fucking your room for a week or two before I realized you had changed the channel. Then you changed it to Optics Are High.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in here. I got a wrench. I got no idea who channel this is. This is cool. About 2 weeks before I realized it was Mos channel.
And then I got 2 strikes. Oh man.
Oh, you dumb for that one, bro.
I'm funny.
Yeah, you got me, bro.
I'm good, man. I'm not trying to be rich. Oh, well, you know what? I am trying to be rich and famous on here now. I want everybody to know me and hoe me. Hoe for me.
Well, there's a couple ways to do that. I heard these guys just say something about being genuine or something.
Yeah.
That ain't
We doing
worse than life.
OnlyFans now? OnlyFans for the genuine folk?
I don't know. I was gonna ask what's the way to do it. I know you could absolutely sell out like some of these influencers and just go up and smack old ladies or curse it, say racist shit to people. Apparently, you blow up like that. Controversial, but I don't. Maybe you do want to go that route.
I don't know about you guys, but my grift game is strong.
Well, let's put
There's
it to
a-
use.
There's a small part of me that wants to be able to fast forward through all this shit.
In what way? In what way?
Saying
Dan?
back to the
I just-
conversation.
Is it what I'm thinking?
I'm kind
yeah,
of
let's get back to Joe Cool talking about addiction or whatever. What are your
Alright.
thoughts on
Yeah,
addiction?
Joe, what's your thoughts on addiction?
And do
Like
you
the
think it's the
opioid
victim's
crisis.
fault? The opioid crisis. Do you think
Well,
it's
It's a plot
doctor's
from the
fault or
government to
patient's
keep black
fault?
Oh
people
yeah,
in
and
the
Joe,
ghetto.
don't let me forget. I was told to ask you a question. So
Sacklers are a bunch of white people.
He's rolling, dog. He's rolling.
Go ahead, Dan.
well, they probably want their answer first. I can wait.
Oh well.
No, we can wait. No, Denizen first. Denizen, ladies first.
Either way, it might take Joe a while. Go ahead.
Your thoughts on what happened to Carolina?
Oh wow. Well, that was kind of a easy call on the surface. First of all, I don't think that the police are claiming that they were investigating a stolen car. Even if they were, I don't. Hold on, excuse me. That's good, man. Yeah.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
He's doing
What
a
you
drug
need?
deal right now. Hold on.
What you need? $2.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I
Hold
switched
on.
over
This is
from
a
the phone,
classic
so
drug
my
deal
voice
in the
should sound
making right
beautiful
here,
now.
folks.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hold on,
You
James.
gotta look, bro.
Guys,
Yeah.
Joe
watching
doing
a
a
drug
dope
deal
deal
go
on
out.
live. Oh shit.
He's got the Skittles right now. He's giving them the Skittles. 50 bag of Skittles right now. Give it to him, Joe. Come on.
What you say?
Pass that shit over there.
Look at Joe.
Yeah,
Back to them old dope dealing days.
Yeah, it's like a Cheech and Chong
yeah,
commercial.
I won't be. I'll be up. It'll be like 4 before I get home tonight. But come see me tomorrow. All right.
Joe, don't do them
Yeah.
deals on live now. What the hell
Yeah, come
wrong
through
with
in the
you?
morning. Yeah. All right, yeah.
I'm gonna have
Did we ever get
DMT
Joe's
up.
thoughts on the opioid crisis? That's
I'm
why I brought you
sorry.
up here.
No, wait a minute. How can
Who's
you
doing?
get straight thoughts from somebody that's getting high on a blunt?
See what I mean, Joe?
Come on,
We wanted,
Joe.
I wanted all
Ladies
the
first.
perspectives.
All right.
I didn't mean to make you choke, Jeff.
Caroline.
That's the
I
only
think you
time
should
he's
do
ever
the
said
opiate
it.
thing
Choke,
first. I
Do the
think.
opiate thing?
Really.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. I think you should.
Just because I trust you. I don't even need a reason. I trust you, motherfucker.
Thank you,
Hey,
sir.
that's the first time Chuck's ever made anybody choke, Joe.
I'm assuming everybody know my business all the time because my ex did such a good job putting it out there. But you know, I got high. I just stopped selling and using about 5 years ago when I got on this. I was house arrest and I did a program. And I think the program was part of a psyop because I'd been doing drugs since I was in high school. And, you know, I was like 50. So I've been on drugs a long time. I was doing heroin in high school. So dude was like, the first doctor was like, you got to do it for like 5 or 6 years. And then we'll talk about a plan to get you off of my drug. And I went against medical advice, and they took me to another doctor. I went against medical advice, and I keep having to sign these papers saying I disagree with the doctors. I wanted to go down immediately, and I made them take me down immediately, and I got clean very fucking fast. But my point behind all that is, even the shit that's set to help you, I don't think that's what it's for. It's to keep you addicted and sell their drugs. You got to be there every day. They're more ruthless than my fucking drug dealer on the corner. If you late, they take away your privileges and punish you. Drop your dosage so you'll be sick. It's twisted, bro. It's not to help. I think the crisis also, it's a crisis of everybody's, what do you call it, indoctrination or whatever. We believe all the shit we see on TVs, movies, and raps. A lot of it is that, and it's part of the escapism and bullshit that we got going on now. I think if we could heal ourselves, we wouldn't have a lot of these drug addictions, but that's probably not what you were asking.
No, Joe, that was good. That was so based. That was inspirational, actually.
To sum it up, he said the patients and the doctors in the system are all, everybody's to blame, everybody, and the personal accountability too.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not
right?
big on blame, really, because
I know it's me. I'm sorry, though.
As a patient,
blame.
I would want the
right
power
information.
over it more than anybody else. So if I could take control of it and have the accountability be on me, I would prefer that than having it be at the mercy of the doctors or the pharmacies.
It's about values and outcomes, though, and we don't have people upholding our values, and we're not getting the outcomes that we want. Like, nurses and doctors should be screened to be the kind of people that we tell ourselves they are.
Yes.
How do you do that? We're not gonna have a workforce.
This is how I
so it's just well, real quick, society will have to collapse a little, compress. Go ahead, Joe.
I told him at the clinic a way to do it. I told him, oh fuck, police got somebody pulled over right here, bro.
What?
Fucking hey.
Hang on.
Oh, y'all want to see it?
Power Rangers.
Now this is content.
Yeah.
Notorious cop watcher gets pulled over.
Go over there and call him a racist. Come on, Joe.
Excuse me. What are you doing, sir?
No way. Is this a live cop watch?
Yes.
Hit that like button, ladies. Come on.
You're about to get your 200 subscribers and go viral at the same damn
Wait,
time.
the cop was way over there. He got out of his. What's he doing? Oh, he's going watch somebody else's thing. I see.
Yep.
Wow.
Bet you $500 they don't body slam him.
If I was in the situation, I would want Joe Cool as far away from here.
I'm not gonna bother you. I film all the time. You can relax, man.
Tasing.
Ain't up to nothing. I just film the police all the time. All right. Name's Joe, man. You'll probably see me around.
He seems pretty. Yeah. He's not even interested in you.
Yeah, he is. He keeps looking at him.
Yeah, he is. He ain't happy with Joe right now.
He is not liking this at all.
He's like, oh man, this guy's gonna stop me.
If you guys can hear me, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Normally, I don't even stop like this. There's no passenger. If it was a cop going up trying to talk to a passenger or something, I would fuck with him. But you get a million of these a day, dude's gonna run her shit. He's not
Oh,
asking her a million questions. I wouldn't normally even film this.
Right.
okay. Yeah, it's still
Nice
kind of
cut,
exciting. This
bro.
is the most exciting thing that's
Nice
gonna happen to
cut.
me all day.
Yeah,
Nice cut.
sharp as fuck.
I want to see Joe take on a taser. Come on.
Oh, Chuck.
Why? You just want to see him flop around like some burnt steak?
Yep. That's
Was
where
that
all your
racial? I
excitement
feel like that
comes
was
in.
racial.
Did it? I thought I let it
I
go. See, I don't say everything.
That wasn't racial. That was just
Burnt
like
steak.
What's
melatonin
your names,
related.
guys? Good
Why is
job,
he
guys.
like having his head like he's wearing overalls?
All right, you
Up
guys
the
need
Bulletproof
shoulders.
it, man.
vest.
Yeah,
That
that's his
stance
vest.
fucking pisses me off more than anything else about cops. Just that
Young
simple hand
guys,
stance
bro.
in the
Oh yeah,
fucking
well
vest.
The
it
thumb and the
communicates.
straps. I think a hee haw.
Yeah, they gave her shit back and let her go.
Oh, okay. That was still fun.
Hey,
Thanks, Joe.
thanks to Joe, dude. Thanks to Joe. Like, oftentimes they're not going to just let you go once they take your shit.
Hey, Dennison, do me a favor. Put the link to Jeff's YouTube in the chat, please.
Oh, here, I'll get. Oh, are you in Dennis's chat?
Yeah, I'm in Dennison's. I got to click over to yours and
All right.
subscribe. And then I got to share it to a couple of places.
Oh my God! Wow, thank you.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Make this.
And we have a Discord too for anybody that's interested. Wow, my count already went up higher than it's gone in weeks. This is wow. What are you doing
Yeah.
now?
Check.
Oh, okay.
Yo,
We
Hey,
got you.
Joe.
Yeah.
Can you buy my homie a couple hundred subs?
No, real people.
It's an
That's my
inside
only.
joke,
That's my
Jeff.
one
It's an
rule. I
inside
want real
joke.
people that I can
Inside joke, homie.
get to know and grow with.
That's why he's laughing. It's an inside joke.
Oh,
Yeah, I told
have you bought subs
somebody.
before?
I
No,
told them I bought
he
I
said he
bought
bought
some for
subs
Moose.
for me.
And they believed it, and everybody was asking me to buy them subs, Joe.
All the drug addicts are like,
I was
subs.
like,
You can buy
I'm
me some
broke,
Suboxone?
man. I could barely afford Moose's subs, and they was buying that shit too.
They were on his ass for weeks, and they were on my ass. Oh, don't be lying. Don't be lying. I know he bought them for you. Oh,
Yeah, buddy. Don't you tell this, Joe, this your last one. You ever do that till your last blunt, it just drive you crazy.
Sounds like an addict, man.
I didn't know you had a last blunt.
hey, Chuck's always with the low blow, but you know what? He's an addict as well. A sinner calling out a sinner. You know, he's sitting there on all these panels, hanging out
Joe
with
knows
homies.
I'm pulling his pud.
Now you know I'm gonna rake you through the coals because everybody who points the gun at someone's gonna get it back.
That's dope. That's pretty cool, ain't it, man? That's kind of cool.
I hope that's true in my case, Moose. I hope you hold me to that standard.
Who gun you been reporting now? What are you? Where
Hey, you
going
might
with that,
dox
Dan?
my ass, but
I feel like I never gun for anybody, so I want to be checked.
You'll be judged by the same shit.
Yeah, I want.
Well,
to
wait
be
a minute.
called
We
up.
got Monograph working on the case. So far, no result.
See, I didn't even do nothing to that guy. See what I mean? What were you just saying, though, Moose?
About what?
You just said something, but
Just
the latency, I talked over you, couldn't hear it.
Oh, something about doxing me. I
Yeah. What'd you say about that?
me or whatever. I said you probably got the power to dox me or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
So does that mean you're not gonna hold me accountable now?
No, not at all. I'm gonna hold your ass to account anyways. I don't give a
Hell yeah. Okay, good. All right,
Like,
we got an agreement.
Everybody gets held to the same standard. Everybody.
Yeah, and you'll never get doxxed by me, dude. I have a file.
Do you dox people?
No, I do not dox people, but I know who all of you are and everything about you. I
There's
just will
always
never.
a first time.
I'm just not interested enough to put in that kind of work.
I'll just never use it against anybody
I'm
because I
flattered.
think that's disgusting, and those people who do that
Then why
belong in
bother?
jail.
Like, why do it?
Because I know that anybody else will do it to me in a heartbeat, and I also
I
like.
don't say anybody, nigga. You be shocked at how
So
many
it's like
people
protection,
I got.
defense.
I mean,
Yeah, and it's also I like to know who I'm dealing with. You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's what it would be for me. I'm just too nosy.
Hey, my
I
wife
gotta
thinks
know
I'm
everything.
preaching to Joe Cool or something, like I'm some pastor. She says you gotta calm down on the preaching, brother.
I have no issues,
I
so
said
I'm
she
okay
didn't
with
even
it.
hear the conversation going on because it's in my ear.
Hey, there's another way, besides however you get it, then get motherfuckers information. I go visit everybody, right? And I'm inside of motherfuckers' houses. I'm seeing faces of people who don't even show their face on panels and on here and shit like that. And I've never, given one fucking detail. And this has been going on for years, your secret's safe with me. Shit, I get to know everybody and all of that shit too. And I would never use anything. I've had people turn on me and make bets about me. I've been all in your house, know your personal business and everything, and I would never use it because no, it'd be wrong.
Joe
That's
Cool,
integrity.
this is the best face on YouTube right here.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for
Okay.
gracing me with that face, Jamie. Now, I just want to say that Joe Cool, while he might be a great friend in those ways, if you leave him at home with your wife, well,
It might be in trouble.
You might end up with an extra kid.
Fuck it.
Yep.
I don't know if I started that or whoever, but yeah, everybody now is like, oh, cool, Joe's on panel. I can go back home to my wife. And, everybody got a wife joke now. I don't know who
hey,
started that.
that was when you made that joke to Jesse, and Jesse got like so offended.
Oh, I forgot. Tell your wife I'll be there later or
Yep.
something.
Jesse Hall, wasn't it, Boo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is what happened, right? Jesse Howe he's driving his car. He's like, all right, I'm on my way to my girl's house right now. I haven't seen her in a while or whatever. And Joe Cool, what did you say, Joe
I
Cool?
say something like, tell her I'll be over there later or something. Something I thought was like really lightwaight for my fucking
No, I
Oh,
thought
oh
listeners.
you
no, no.
said I'll
He
be
said
gone
he
by the
said
time you
I'll
get
be gone.
here.
I'll
Well,
be
maybe
gone
that
by the
was
time you get here. Yeah, I'll be
it.
gone by the time you get here. And then all of a sudden, like the car almost pulled over and crashed. It was
He
like,
was
Yep.
hot. He was just
Yeah,
silent for a long time, and then he
he didn't
said,
like that at all.
"Yeah." Then I said something, and he was like, "Well, unless you do this and unless you do that," and I just started knowing he was mad at me, and I think we blew up on each other at that moment. I don't really remember. I
yeah, it
think
was
we
it was pretty tough because you were like, you got to stop acting like a bitch, and he was like, that's not cool.
right. I like, is it just your wife who we can't joke about, or all wives? And I remember we was on a panel, motherfuckers like, well, all wives should be off limits. Like, really, nigga? What about husbands? Can I joke about your husband? Can I joke about the cat, the dog? You said every fuck out of here, man. And Jesse, to his credit, he was like, him and Angeline was like, oh man, that was dumb. I overreacted. It's not a big fucking deal. And we're best friends, bro. Me and Jesse text each
Yeah,
other
it's
every
all
day
good
like
now.
chicks. Yeah,
Oh, missing link, Jesse.
yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
It was all a misunderstanding, but it just happened. The timing was so impeccable that it was
I
like,
think
He
there
holy
was
was.
a
shit.
little insecurity there too, Moose. I think
Oh
if you was
yeah,
not
he was
insecure,
mad at first.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you hit home with him, bro, because he's not there. He knows he's got a beautiful lady. He knows
That
he's
was
got
it.
something
He been
for her.
away for a while. Yes, it was bad
Yeah,
timing. Yeah.
he knows. It's gonna happen to anybody.
Insecure is right though, Joe.
Joe's dying.
Yeah, Joe, I seen you in GS yesterday. That was something else.
That was good shit, right?
Oh my
Oh,
God, he started crying like a little woman.
Well, who?
yes,
Uh,
generally specific. Can you remember what
Oh,
was
what
over,
happened?
Chuck?
it was over a word in the Bible. Finished. The word finished. What the word finish meant in the Bible.
What for
And
it
he
is
just
finished?
Yeah.
Means that the fucking mission is done.
That's what Joe said. He said, no, that's not what it means. You don't know how to read.
Wait,
He
what does
made
it mean then?
Dude's a
He was
fucking
trying to
idiot.
say all he did was take a pause, breaking the action. And Joe was like,
No.
no, it means to end.
Yeah.
And he kept arguing with Joe. And then when they finally got to the end of the definition, it said to end. It was funny.
Wow.
But GS got upset.
he got really
Hey.
mad. He just everything I said after that, he took criticism with me for it.
Yep.
Damn, I got more silence.
That takes me back to me and my wife the other day, right? Because she was calling our daughter a kid, and I was like, "Stop fucking calling her kid," because like it just bothers me for some reason.
You
I was
don't
like,
know
"She's a
why?
child." I was like, "She's a child," and I thought for sure in the fucking definition it was gonna be different. So I look up the definition, and she looks it up, and she's like, "Nah, fucking dumbass, it's not." And I said, "But if you look, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that feel the same way I do. Like,
It's
kid is derogatory."
but here's why. It's because the elite, this is one of the reasons I heard, believe that we're sheep and our children are called kids, as in goats and shit. So they won't refer to their shit as kids, but ours are goats as we're sheep. Some along them lines. So a lot of people don't like it being called kid. They think it has a alternate meaning to it.
I mean, anytime I've been called kid, it was in a derogatory fashion.
I use it.
I do. I would tell my kid, "Hey kid, come here." I tell that to my
Yeah, hey,
kid all
kid.
the time.
I guess I just need to
Hey,
toughen up. You know that. You know I'm a softie.
they let you reproduce, Joe?
Oh, me, I got one. Yeah, she's grown. She's great too. She was over. Her and my sister was upstairs. I'm not in the house anymore, but they was upstairs earlier. So I think it
You
was
have kids, Joe?
just the one that got a daughter. Yeah,
Oh.
she's grown. Man.
Daughter.
I mean, hold on. Jeff is like slightly surprised that Joe Cool has children. I'm sure Joe Cool has more children than most football
Most people
players.
think I got a lot
Just the
more,
one,
right?
Moose.
Players. I mean, it's the one that he knows of,
But
brother.
she's grown.
She's grown. She's 33 years
Do
old.
you
What
talk
up,
to her?
Emmett? Yeah. I don't tell motherfucker, but she lives very close. I
Oh.
just don't, cause I used to have her on with me on panel, not on panel, but if I'm driving like this and she's in the car, I used to show you guys my entire family and shit, but I cut that out after being doxxed the first 60 times and shit. So I cut that shit out. Yeah.
What does doxing do? They just put where you live?
They put in my case name, address, family members, their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name,
Like
address,
all
family
it's all
members,
stuff
and
you could find on the
pictures
internet.
of
Like
you.
anybody can look up that stuff, and if you
Yeah, I'm sure
pay,
they rated our Facebooks and
yeah,
internets or whatever.
I do
So
that
forth.
too. Like with the guys I'm interested in, I'll do my detective work, and I'll Google them and look at all the socials and everything.
I did that
So that's
in the
easy
big.
for anyone to do if that's what doxing is. I kind of think it's
Why do
possible to
it,
kind of
Jeff?
find anybody anywhere if you really want to.
I think you asked Dennison why do it. I mean, I'm asking you why do it. Look up people's shit.
It's an intimidation thing. Like when you do it on a stream in front of tons of people. It's also you got these motherfuckers in the crowd and you don't know who they are. Some people are totally unhinged and will
Right.
do crazy shit because Britney Spears says, "Hey, this motherfucker's bothering me," or some other dude with 100,000 followers or 10,000 followers says, "Oh, this dude's bothering me. Go take care of him. Go visit him." You never know what kind of shit's gonna happen. That's
I got a
true.
buddy in jail for that right now, telling motherfuckers he wants to kill a judge and he thinks they should too. He's in jail for the next
Or
10
just
years.
threatening.
Just threatening, believe it or not.
Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're taking
Talk
that
about
seriously.
Eric.
Yeah. And he got federal. They got him federal too. He just had a 12 years. He's been in there for a few years, and they were gonna move him to a halfway facility and shit. Now the feds have picked up new charges, and he's gonna have to do their time too. So it looks like he's gonna be a while longer. And their shit's solid. The first case was, I hope your brains get splattered onto your kid's head as they watch you die. So he said hope and wish. He could have won that one in court. This one though, no, it was straight up. I want to do it, and I hope you guys do it too.
Well, Toilet Bowl Earth made a whole video threatening worse than that to Machine the other day. I'm shocked that he's still on YouTube and it wasn't reported to the cops. Very graphic, violent, specific, like prolonged, like 5 or 10 minutes worth of it, just over and over.
Yes, they deserve to die.
Off the burden up.
Like, I was shocked that it was on YouTube, and then Toilet Bowl still has a channel. He's still paddling. It blows my mind that somebody could make that kind of threat.
What's up, man?
Fucking Joe. Here we go.
Is there another one?
All right, here comes drug deal
Joe,
number
these
2.
are fucking data sales.
You just sit in the parking lot?
Yeah, yeah. Down here at the
And you wait for
pawn shop.
cops. Smoke weed and chat. That's a good life.
That motherfucker is sitting down on the west
It
side.
is a
just
good life.
chilling, waiting.
He's waiting for a cop so he can film a cop. He's smoking weed while
Waiting
he's
for his
waiting
cot, he's
for
a
his
hunting.
son to go down, dude.
That's why
Those
he has 10 times more subscribers than most of us.
That's not weed he's smoking right now, though. He doesn't
You
do
have very
blunts.
delicate hands.
He likes blunts for blunts. He doesn't do weed blunts.
That's
He
one of
smokes a
those,
pipe.
what do they call them? Those little,
You got a black and mild
those tiny blunts. There's a name for them. They're like little cigars.
cigarillos.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just smokes those.
Yeah,
So
those are
he's
just black
smoking
and
tobacco
milds.
right now. Yeah. So
Oh shit!
now would be the perfect opportunity for me to ask Joe my question, but he is otherwise occupied. Anybody else see what happened to Carolina? Chuck, did you see it? Jamie?
Who's
What's
Carolina?
Got fucked up pretty bad.
You think she was in the wrong?
I didn't watch the video. I only seen the pictures of her. From what I've heard by credible sources, I would say that should have never taken place, but I haven't seen the video myself.
What are you talking about? Who's Carolina?
Carolina Fort Worth. She's a cop watcher out of Fort Worth, Texas.
She gonna be rich, I'll tell you that.
She was recording the police, and they told her to cross the street because they didn't want her to be that close. She refused and told the cop to tell her why she had to leave. After he warned her that she would be arrested if she didn't leave. And then he reached for her hand as he told her she was under arrest, and she leaned forward, tried to pull her arm away. So he face planted her,
Oh shit!
pulled her arm back, took it out of the socket, and face planted her onto the ground. She starts snoring because she's unconscious immediately, and then he tells her to stop resisting while he handcuffs her, and she's snoring.
Wow.
For all of those out there that don't like black and milds, get you some of that, because these are the shit.
So if I can steel man the other side of that argument, sorry, Jamie. She they knew who she was because she was always harassing the police by recording them up close and asking them what they're doing and making them explain themselves. And she resisted arrest because she argued with him. She didn't follow his order, regardless if it was unlawful. And then she pulled away her hand when he went to reach for her. And there's even some here. We can go to the extreme. And these people are special. Oh, on the internet, I love these people. They're just such a splash of humanity. There's people who will say she deliberately face planted and didn't even bother trying to defend herself,
Oh,
so
your
that
mic
the injuries would be worse.
is in your mic.
Wow.
My crackling?
Fading in and out.
Oh, okay.
You just getting too-
You guys caught that though, right? There's people out there saying
Yeah.
she deliberately didn't try to defend herself when she was falling, so to make the injuries worse because she was looking for it.
Well, I don't know why someone would want to do that. That sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why somebody would want to hurt themselves deliberately like that.
I could see
don't.
the
I mean,
possibility of it. I really can. It just, oh yeah, absolutely. It just, but your reaction makes my point in that these people don't know her at all, and they're
I would have to
sure of
see
it.
it, though.
They're not saying it's possible. They're saying that's what happened. They're sure of what was in her
Well, no,
mind.
they don't. You can't know what's in someone's head, especially like a stranger from the other side of the internet. They're just speculating, like everybody does on here.
So
I
I'll say
believe I
this.
have some unique insight into the mind of a pig, though. I'll rest on that. Go ahead, Jamie.
I'll say this. Like I've said a couple of times, there is no perfect blanket way of thinking, and don't use this on other arguments. But when it comes to what's in someone's mind and what someone is thinking, you can't always gauge it. You can get a roundabout with it. You can get pretty close to it, but you're not going to hit the mark. You can draw conclusions, you can draw assumptions or perceptions or whatever you want to call it, but a lot of the time you can't. You're not that person. I mean, in some situations, not in mundane everyday situations, but situations like heightened, like there's a lot of adrenaline involved, or there's a lot of emotion involved, or it's dealing with a loved one. Like, you can't always tell what someone's thinking. We might like to think that we can, but we don't have, like, even the personality test, it had percentages just now that we just did, right? It had percentages. Like, we're not going to always be able to gauge perfectly the percentages of every mitigating factor of a contextualized situation. It's just
Hang
not
on.
going to work.
What is it? Hey,
Joe, stop showing
who
your
was that?
customer.
What's up, Joe's friend?
Did you?
Joe, what's going
Is that
on?
your
Who is
man?
that guy? Is that your
Joe, you're
pimp?
violating HIPAA.
That's your pimp right there.
That's all we get?
That was wrong.
Well, hi. All right. Let's
Hey,
get-
yo, Joe.
Yeah.
Is
Get
that your
back.
pimp coming to collect that money or what?
Joe's dead.
Joe, not only are you giving us data sales, but you're fucking showing the clientele you're violating HIPAA.
Right, they hope to pick him up around the corner.
Yeah, they're gonna grab that motherfucker. You're fucked, dude.
I'll hear about this shit later. Yeah, man. As soon as I left your car, they picked me up. Me too. What the
They're all
fuck?
talking in the paddy wagon. Hey, did you just see that motherfucker Joe around the corner? Yeah, that son of a
Me
bitch.
too, man. That motherfucker. They watching my live, set me the fuck up. Watching Jeff live, and then eat my live.
Yeah, you're about to get the 30-second precinct on your fucking live stream. You're about to grow your subs. It's about
It's
to be a
gonna
lot
be
of
good hunting, man. All I hear is sirens out here, bro. It's gonna be good hunting today.
Oh my god, Joe. What the fuck?
Dude, he's a savage
Oh,
when he
man.
goes to the police. He's
Joe.
out there in the wild right now. He's in the fucking the
in the
Serengeti.
Joe, you are on the west side, right?
I am, yeah. I'm
That's what I
right
thought.
off Madison and Central. Right off
I
Madison.
know right where you're at.
Actually, I'm a block east, yeah.
Are you ready for me, Joe?
Yeah, in what capacity? Not that it matters.
Roll
I'm
up.
down.
He's gonna pull up and buy his shit.
Oh,
Your thoughts on
thank God
Carolina?
I'm high. Oh, wow, that shit is really hitting me. I thought we did Carolina. I didn't say that.
Yeah, well, Jamie was making a really good point about how you could maybe somehow get. It's a probability thing. If you're going to make inferences about what's in people's head or what their motivations are, you can get in the range or close to it, but you can't get 100%.
And where this come into play? Emphasis. Whose head
Because
do you
they're
kinda
saying
get
that
into?
she deliberately, like, twisted her
intense.
body or something to make the injuries worse on purpose, etc. And he said,
Well, I didn't want to taint his side of it.
All right.
"Oh, sorry,
Yet,
You didn't want to look
yet.
at this.
Right. Yeah.
Joe." Joe is good. He's swift. You got to watch that one.
No
All
taint.
right, go ahead.
That
Give your
was,
thoughts.
No, we skipped Carolina to do the opiate thing, and then we
okay.
kind of discussed it without you while you were talking to your buddy.
All right. I think that this is
Hey, how
Chicago.
much did you make for him though?
How much? You talking to me? Let me
Yeah, I
roll
was
this
just
window up so
wondering
I
how
can hear
much
you
you
better.
Yeah, roll
What'd
that
you
shit
pass?
up. You gotta hear this question. How much money did you hand over to your pimp?
Oh, you jerk. Fucking roll my window for that shit.
Yeah, Joe, where you at? Better make payout,
No,
motherfucker.
get back to Carolina.
You
Get
know,
back to Carolina.
Oh, okay. Now you
you know
made
they
me
have
think of
OnlyFans. You don't have
he
to go
made
sit
me
in your
think of a
car.
story I gotta tell. And this lot that I'm in, I'd spin the camera, but you guys probably seen it by now. Some people, well, they've always sold drugs right on the other side of that gate right there. So some people at one point would park their car here and they kept the jabs in the back of their trunk. And some guy came to rent my dog because I taught my dog to sniff out drugs, and he'd bring me people's packs and shit. And I give him back to. It was a big laugh. We placed bets.
Nice.
So he knows that the dog can do this. He comes trying to rent my fucking dog to find out which car is in. I'm like, get
Yeah.
your dumb ass away from here, man.
Plotting.
Yeah. All right.
About to make a rip.
Carolina, man. That the fact that he told her she got to get back. I've been having a lot of my last video was about.
Do you want to play the video, Dennis? Is it something you could play?
Yeah.
If you share, if you play it and share your screen, I can put it on.
Yeah,
just
go
real
ahead.
quick,
You can
Jab.
keep talking
Maybe,
while I do that, Joe.
I was gonna say CJ Grissom probably got a good version where it's got the body footage. Navin Johnson, if you got Navin's channel,
Navin's got it up.
yeah, he got it good. He got all the cameras linked with the vocals and everything. Navin did a good
All
job.
right.
Real quick answer to Jess. Jabs are bundles of heroin, typically 10 bundles to 15 bundles of heroin sold for $100.
I said it. Is that what I said or something? I said jabs.
I-
Or you
I
said
can't
They
jabs.
parked their
confirm
car.
or
That's
deny.
where they had their jabs in the trunk.
Oh,
I have no idea.
translate it for me. All right. I think it's insane, man, with the police distance shit. You do not need distance for your safety, blah, blah, bullshit. I see them in restaurants every day, standing in line with everybody else. No one jumps and kills you. So I think that's whole thing is false. Hey, Dutchie, I'm so high, it ain't like I can read what you're saying.
I fucking love you, Joe.
Jamie, can you put Navin's channel in the back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When you get me and Joe Cool together, you know the jokes are coming, but I'm holding them back.
You already got me pimping out here. I'm being pimped out here. What the fuck you mean you hold it back?
Hey, you're taking down cops at the same time. You're servicing women, smoking blunts.
There you go.
And
It's a
you're on a live
direct
stream.
link to the video.
I mean, you're basically Superman, Joe.
Oh, you filmed
Okay,
that
and
day
you think
live.
it's cool, like no copyright stuff?
No,
Maybe.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
they was
It's all
cool.
news information and public camera footage.
Carolina in Fort Worth.
So,
That's what I
Joe,
want to know. How do they
Hold
know
on,
if
let
they
him
paid or
check
not?
this out.
How do you know if they paid or not? How do you guys know if they paid or not? Oh, they're gonna ignore me too. Help! Rape! Fire! 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 Look at, that's great community relations too. How do you know if they paid or not, ladies? Hey, ladies! Say lady. Say lady. Take Kruger.
busy. Go to the other side of the street.
No, I'm not going to court. There's no investigation. There's no nothing.
You can go to the other side of the street. You're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you
What are you
again.
talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right now.
Wait, tell me what first.
You're under arrest.
No. Okay.
Stop resisting.
She's unconscious. She's not resisting.
Right.
She's bleeding.
He killed that shit. He killed that shit. That's
Yeah,
dope,
no,
yo.
she didn't twist her body a certain way. He fucking whipped her into the ground.
Right.
Clearly.
And he knows what he's doing. People who say
no,
otherwise
he
are
knew.
either lying or they don't know anything about how the police operate.
You wouldn't fucking in a street fight ever in your life.
I like-
If you fucking
Right.
say-
Yeah, or that. Seriously. Seriously.
My understanding, he's already had a few complaints of that nature.
He's already been kicked
Oh,
out.
I'm
of the
shocked,
precinct,
Chuck. I
transferred
cannot.
to that.
He pulled the
Completely unfathomable.
he pulled the gun on Manuel Mata over at Jaywalk.
So go ahead, Joe.
It's like
I've
that.
been
Hold
asked
on.
to get
Hold
your
on.
thoughts on this matter.
Yes,
Hold
I
on
think
one
that.
sec.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, go, Joe. No.
It makes it funnier the longer it takes it. The funnier it makes
I
it.
mean,
Hold on. Hey,
I see you, Moose, but
It's like
at some
a hockey-
point
it's
he's
like
going to
a
have to
hockey
talk,
team,
right? You're
It's
going
a
to have to
hockey
have dinner or something, you know? Go to
I know,
bed,
bro, but
have a whiskey.
last one point. You guys
At
don't
some
understand
point.
that
Come
a
on, let's
hockey
talk.
team has an enforcer on the team. That enforcer is the guy who deliberately does penalties, who deliberately hurts the other team, deliberately like goes out and tries to like do
So you're
harm.
saying that
So I'm
Kruger
saying
is their enforcer?
I'm saying that's a possibility. That's all I was trying
He's
to
the
say.
pinch
I
hitter.
take it.
Now,
I
go
dig it.
ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Joe.
I think that the lie that they're gonna tell us she got so close they were in danger. That's bullshit. It's an absolute myth, and because I live in Chicago, like that stop right there with the police. How many people walked right past within 10 feet? We're right there where you stopped at, and in Chicago, so a lot of people walk the sidewalk. If it's downtown, maybe 100 people walk past. So know that because you're so close, there is danger there. I think people who start they're either indoctrinated, which I don't really give them credit for no more. They're guilty. They know what the fuck they're doing. They know that's bullshit, that nobody out there filming has killed a cop, or I'm just filming you to get close enough to stab them. It hasn't happened. It's not a thing. So the whole thing, in my opinion, is built on a fallacy, and it's all insincere arguing with a bunch of liars and shit to start. It feels like I shouldn't be arguing this. And aside from that, yeah, the guy, it's so much, man. The guy
First and
hurts.
foremost, there was no police tape. It was not a crime scene. She was not, without like wrapping it up into too much. She was not out of her legal bounds to fucking stay within that
Check
vicinity.
this out. I'm glad you
It
said
looked to
that.
me like she was harassing the cops and making it harder for them to do their jobs. And I didn't
Very
like that
good.
at all.
Well,
I had a
very
strong reaction against
Right,
her.
man. What was the job that they were doing? Because that's in dispute right now. If you hear her on the tape, she is saying, how do they know? It's
Are they
expired.
accountable to her at all?
Yes.
The police?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they have to answer her questions, or could they ignore her and do their job?
They should
can
have to answer her questions.
Yeah, they can ignore
Well, then
her.
she should go file a complaint and get this cops written up because she has them on
Oh,
video.
well,
not
that's
answering
definitely
questions.
happened.
I'm
She's
not
gonna
aware
get
that
some money.
cops are obligated to sit
She's
there
going to
and-
get some money, too.
Well, after this thing.
Joe,
everything I'm saying is before they put her on the ground. Like,
Hold on
whatever
a sec,
happened
Jack.
after
Hold
that,
on.
I don't have an opinion on.
Let's. We all know that you think she was in the wrong. I want to know if Joe thinks she was in the wrong.
I think she should have complied.
What crime that's going to come into play? You heard her say that. How do they know their time has expired? It's her contention that they were towing cars. It was a
Okay,
tow
but
truck
that's
out
not.
there.
She's not. They're not accountable to her. She's harassing them and making it harder for them to do their jobs.
That's why
She's
we
not
need to know
just
what their
passively
job
watching
is.
her video. She's
That's an
actively
inferred
interfering with their
emotional
ability to do
argument.
their job.
All right,
Question.
all right.
Hold on. Question, Jeff. What if that the person that car was there, right? And they put 2 hours on the meter, but it was only 30 minutes in, and all of a sudden the tow truck rolls up, and she just happens to be there, and bam, she films these guys and stops them from stealing this guy's truck or whatever. Like, I mean,
That's not
she
what
could
happened.
potentially be
Well,
doing something
what
there.
happened
That's not
was,
what
see,
happened,
what
though.
I saw, she asked them, how do they know when the time is expired, officer, and they turned their back and ignored her like she's a piece of shit peon. They didn't have
No,
the
that was a
courtesy.
dumb question to me. Of course, they have meters that measure when the time is expired. It's so
I
easy
don't
to
know
show.
how. I pay those things, and I don't know how they know when the time's expired. It's not like that now. You do it off of your car. You scan something on a
But if I
pole.
was a
You go
cop
to
and a
an app.
random lady on the street started asking me questions about sex, I would not feel like I have a responsibility to answer them.
It would be in your
This is
policy
why
3
people
different
like you
times.
should not be made into police officers.
It
Well,
would
they
be
won't
in
let
your
me. My IQ is too high.
it would be in the policy 3 different times to be as courteous as you can to
Zing.
that woman. Try to befriend her, win her over. All this is part of their
Right,
policy.
this what Daniel said. She seemed like an instigator to me.
Here, let me ask you a
And when they
question.
told her
How
to
many
stand
police
by, I would have
officers
just said okay. And she sat there arguing, well, tell me why. Well, what did I do? What did I do?
Why would
She
you do that? You're a
contributed
newscaster.
to her
Why would
Because
you
situation.
she has
shut
a
the
right
fuck
to
up?
I
sit
don't have
to
sympathy
stand
for
there.
her. I have no
I
sympathy.
Hold
understand
She
that.
on.
should have left
We
those
know.
cops
Hold on.
alone in the first place.
How many police officers
Just leave
were
the
on
police alone.
location?
Well, when they're not doing anything, yeah.
Check.
Five
How
cops.
many police officers did you see on the location?
In that video,
Yes. How many police
I didn't
officers
look
did you
closely. I
see?
saw the two. It looked like two
Just a
girls walking
guess.
from the.
Okay, so two
And then
females
there
and
was a
then a male
guy that
officer that
at
came up,
the
right?
end and threw it to the ground or something.
Okay, so basic numbers: 3 people versus 1. Why couldn't one person?
5.
Well, we're just going to go with 3 right now. The numbers don't really matter, just as long as it's over 1. So you have 2 policemen and you have 1 individual. Why can't one policeman, if they know tactical deployment and they understand how numbers work, why can't one police officer sit there and talk with the individual and cover the backs of the other police officers? Because if it was officer safety that was the main concern, then one person should have kept eyes on the individual while the other officers, maintain positioning with the.
Are you talking
with the
about on
other
the
fucking shit.
sidewalk or when they were
I'm talking about
walking?
in general. In general, there's 2
I don't know
people.
what in general means. I
I
only have
think
this
he
one
means
video
why they
to go
Oh my
by.
slam
God.
why they slam her as opposed to just grabbing her or something.
Well, that's
Maybe
not the part
No,
I had. I have an
Telling her.
opinion
They
on.
didn't
I
even
have
need
an
to use
opinion on
force
what
at
she
all.
was doing before all that happened.
Why couldn't one of the police officers
So you get to
maintain
slam
a fucking
people into the
level of
concrete
balance?
face first when they say things that ask
No,
you
I'm
annoying
sure there's going to
questions.
be consequences for their excessive use of
Yes,
force.
you ask the
situation.
cops annoying questions, you get your face slammed into the concrete. I got it. Let's go
No,
back to what
that's
Daniel says.
I
This
got
that's
is
not
the
what I
crooked
said, and I don't
mentality
think
of the
that's what
people.
this
This is
video
the
is
twisted
saying.
logic of people who think this way. He's contradicted himself in his statement. Either she was looking for trouble or it didn't go the way she hoped. Pick one and then argue, and then I'll
No, I think
respond.
she was looking for trouble. It looked like she was
So
provoking and
then it went
harassing the cops. She
exactly
was
how she
trolling the
planned it.
cops.
Then
I'll give you
she
that,
got
Jeff.
exactly what she wanted.
Okay, Joe even gave it to me. There, thanks, Joe.
Okay,
And
well,
that's the
don't you
only
think
part
that
I'm
police
reacting. That's the
officers?
part that it provoked the strongest reaction to me. Everything that happened after that, other than the fact that when they told her to stand back, I would have just stood back, and she didn't. I don't have an opinion on that point forward. I was only talking
Don't you
about
think?
when she was
That
questioning the 2 cops that were
That's
walking.
convenient, isn't it?
it is. So let's
That's what
start
I
there.
said from the start. Whether you call it
Let's
convenience or what, I've been consistent from the time I opened my mouth
well,
on this
let's
video.
start there
You
and
just,
go
if I have a
forward.
different opinion than you'd like me to have, that's what you reacted to. But I stand by what I said, and it's consistent. You can go back and watch the stream.
I'm happy with your opinion.
All right, let's
It's
start from there
convenient for
though.
you.
Afterwards,
It is what it is.
after
It's an authentic opinion.
after she decided that she was going to keep following them and telling them, you're just going to ignore me, fire, you're just going to ignore me,
Yeah.
really? And then the guy comes up and he says, you're if you don't leave, you're under arrest. What do you think? You probably have to know a couple laws to have a good opinion on that one.
Well, I know that he
Nah,
told her
nah.
to stand back or something, and she didn't, and she
Yeah,
lost my sympathy right there.
she should do what he says.
Yeah,
Why?
I
There you
would.
have it.
I
Unless I have
mean,
a reason not to. If a cop told me to stand back, I would stand back. I could still talk to him and film whatever.
yeah,
But I wouldn't
but
sit there and say no or why. Tell me
I
what I did.
um, do you know why
Because that would
you would?
escalate. That would the likelihood to escalate it more. by doing
Meaning
it.
The
he'd
cop
hurt you.
didn't try
You'd
and
stand back
de-escalate
so
at
he
If
all.
doesn't
if
hurt
I'm
you.
in an encounter with a cop, I'm invested in having it go as peacefully as possible. So I'm going to do my part to make that
That's
happen.
why I
And
stand back.
standing
Okay.
back, it
All
doesn't
right.
cost me anything to
All right.
stand back and keep the escalation level.
Yeah, it does.
Where
It costed you your fucking submission to unlawful orders. It did
It,
I
cost
don't
you
have a
the
problem
conferred as a
it,
submitting
caution.
to a legitimate authority at all.
it costs you
That's
your
not been an issue
audio,
for me.
Jeff. That's why most people don't do it. It costs you your audio. They push you back far enough where you can't record any other sound, and that's in the right. You can record audio
Oh,
and
that's what
video.
she was.
That's why they push you
Well, I
back.
didn't. At that point, I would have said, "Well, just make sure I'm in audio. I'll stand back, but I need to make sure that I'm still capturing the audio."
But
She
now you're giving
said,
them
"I
stipulations
will
on lawful
stand back,"
orders that you said that were lawful.
and she
You
said, "I
can't do
will
that.
stand back, but first tell me why." And he arrested her.
It's not a negotiation and interrogation.
You said you do it. You said you say
No,
will
I said
stand
I would
back.
inform them that yes, I will. She was questioning them. I wasn't going to question them. I would say yes, I will stand back, but I need to make sure the audio is still capturing you. So I'm informing them that I'm still going to be in a distance to catch the audio. If that's what her concern
No,
was,
that's a
that's
slick
how
move.
I would have got around that
That's
concern.
slick. That's very slick. I don't know if it would have worked. That guy and cops and knowing cops well, and that cop, how elevated he is, the type of guy he is. It doesn't in there. He's not a nice guy. Would he say, "Sure, sir, I don't mind you filming"? That's not what follows. What follows is, "Good, stand back by that pole 50 feet away. We're doing something over here," and your audio's gone.
But am I legally allowed to have the audio? Because
You
I
are,
would tell,
yes.
I would insist that I have the audio. Like I'm gonna go at a distance as long as I have the audio, because legally
Yes.
I'm allowed to have the
Do
audio.
you think they're going to negotiate with you? Like, you really think that?
Well, I don't know, but it certainly would not the way she did, where she's like, "Why? Tell me what I did. Tell me what I did." They chose the wrong adventure there. I would choose a different
Clearly,
page.
we can tell by the outcome that her shit was the wrong move.
I am very respectful of cops. I'm very cooperative with them.
But do
So,
you
like,
care
cops
about
don't have
people
the
who are
effect on
not?
me that they have. Huh?
But why? What
I
you
have
know?
friends that are cops. I used to teach kids that became cops. I have people in my family that were going to be cops. Like cops have never been this.
Do we all got to agree
Which is
with
why
you?
it's perfectly acceptable that you slam an old lady face first into the concrete and knock
I-
her out, and then tell her to stop
Absolutely.
resisting while she's lying
You're
there snoring.
attributing a position,
come
an opinion
on,
to
don't
me
you
that I did
understand?
not state. You're trying
She
to
had it
tie
coming.
me.
She was
If
wrong
that's
too.
what you're upset about, fine, but don't tie that to me. I
No.
specifically said I have no opinion on what happened from that point. I am sure there will be consequences for the use of force in that situation.
That doesn't
That does
absolve
not
you.
negate the opinion on everything I have up to that point.
But he has very
Wait,
strong
You tried
opinions
to
about
tie
an
me to that
old lady
issue.
that asks
You're
cops
doing
questions.
it in vain because I have no opinion on it.
He should tie you to that issue. It does not absolve you.
That is a
because you said,
separate issue for me from what I'm
but
commenting
it's a
on.
logical leap. It's a logical conclusion.
It's not one that I'm making,
A
and so I
logical
don't want people
inference.
attributing it to me.
Well, this is life, and people, make certain assumptions. If you're saying, I love
Yeah, but
cops,
these
all
people
my
know
friends
better.
are
Like, they're
cops, you
capable
make
of more.
assumptions.
Well, he watched a video of an old lady being brutalized by a pig.
I
And
didn't
his-
see
and
it
the
as an
opinion-
old lady being bruised, so I'm not going to
See?
adopt that
He didn't even
framing
see
at all.
it.
First of all,
You
she's
didn't
not
see
an
And then
old
it.
so
lady. She
I'm
might
just
even
going to
be
have to
younger
finish
than
my
me.
sentence, and then you can argue against
You
it.
didn't
right?
see an old
And
lady.
there were
and
things she
so-
has agency, just like with the addiction. There were
and all
things
his
she could
opinion
have
of it
done,
was
choices she could
all the
have
things
made
that she did
to
wrong.
make that situation.
He's telling
go a
you right
different
now, is
way.
he screaming
No
over me?
sympathy for her. Not old lady. Not victim. No sympathy.
He watched that video
Damn.
and saw all the things the old lady did wrong.
Wow.
That's your old lady, not mine. I didn't see an old lady in that video. So we watched two different videos.
Is it
Damn.
sympathy or is it empathy?
It's a lack of both.
No, it's sympathy.
I don't have, for her, I have both. None. Neither
You
one.
have sympathy for the pig, Jeff. This is the problem.
I have sympathy for the cops that were legitimately trying to do their job.
Oh, yeah, it was real legitimate when her face hit the floor.
Again, you taking me part of the video that I'm.
Well, I mean, that's how they chose to do their
Well,
job, Jeff.
You need to
This is
have
where
this conversation with somebody other than me. 'cause
he
I have
only
nothing
has an
to say
opinion
about
all the
that
way
part
up
of
until the
video.
point that her face hit the concrete, ladies and
Dennis,
gentlemen.
I know you
Jeff,
brought it
let
up
me
because
ask you a
of-
question.
Then he's got nothing to say about the whole situation.
He did
Jeff,
say
let me
that
ask you an honest question.
the cops
Do you
will come
think that
to
the
account.
officer could have
for excessive force. So I think that's an
It looked
opinion.
to me what it looked to me like he didn't realize that the amount of force he used. That when they saw they're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh no! Forget the fuck. Come on.
But
He
just
didn't know
like we're
the
not going to
amount of
go into
force that
her
he
head and
used?
assume her intent. I can't go to the
No, I
cop's
can
head
show
and
you
know
with
that he
visible
deliberately
proof.
meant to. Cause that would be stupid for a cop to
I can show you
deliberately
the
body
visible proof
slam
as
a
well as
lady onto a
training.
sidewalk.
Jeff, I can give you the data to prove and solidify the argument that he absolutely 100% unequivocally knew the amount of force that he was using, as well
You
as
knew it was in his head. We don't know it was in the
no,
lady's head,
I
but
can
you know
put
what's in the cop's head. I am
the
already
training.
skeptical of you because you seem
If you
biased.
let me finish this, I could explain it to you and you might empathize or baseline it with me. The training that he gets in the 18 months of going to the fucking police academy, you are trained with the amount of force that you use. You are trained to assess and assert a proper amount of force, equal or lesser force. Even I know that. So for whatever argument's sake you want to argue, to say that he was unaware of the amount of force that he implemented at that
That's not
time,
what I said.
if that is the case, that is exactly
No.
what you said.
No, I said intent, not awareness. Intent. That he deliberately, intentionally applied additional force to cause her face to smash and be injured.
We can't argue
100%.
that.
What you said a
Do
minute
you
ago.
believe that he intentionally threw her to the ground, applied enough force
Yeah,
to do that?
I don't know if he meant for her to hit the ground, but he definitely applied force to her and intended something. Whether it was to her to
Oh my
be
God.
pushed back
Yeah,
or
can
to
we?
lay on the ground, I think he definitely intended something when he applied the force.
And it was
I
all
think
appropriate.
the outcome
He
was
intended
different
to
than he
put
probably
that bitch
intended.
in
But
her
again, I don't
place.
know his intent, and neither does anyone else.
We
So
don't
his
know.
intent could have been
We're assuming.
completely appropriate given the evidence that we have.
I don't know why his intent would be to deliberately to injure her like that, because that would end his career. Like that would be a stupid.
Real
Not
quick, Jeff.
really,
Real
not
quick.
really.
I just want to get your opinion on this, real quick.
40-year-old
I'll tell you. I'll tell you that I think it was deliberate and he wanted to hurt her. That's not the point. I want your opinion. Do you think it's possible? But you said you didn't see how he could possibly. That wasn't really an answer. You see, you're essentially saying yes, he intended to use an appropriate amount of force, and he thought he was being appropriate.
Maybe, or possibly he maybe got a little, like there might have been a little bit of temper or frustration there. So I'm even going to grant that maybe he went over what he even realized was the appropriate. Maybe not intentionally, but
Dennis,
Okay.
do you remember that video?
I
you
think
made
probably he had the best intentions in his professional role of I'm going to get her back, and it probably got a little escalated within him and caused him to go outside of even the bounds he intended. But I don't think he intended her to end up injured like she did. That would just be a weird intent to have to me,
I would
When
assume
she-
he's
especially when he's
got.
being filmed.
I take
assume
back
he's
my
got-
sympathy
away.
comment then. That was
I
unfair.
assume he's gotten away with that a lot of times. That would have been my assumption. He's gotten away with it a lot of times where he think he can throw
Yeah.
her on the face and nothing would happen. That'd be my assumption.
Yeah, yes, this is locus of control, personal agency, personal responsibility, everything everybody says they value until it's a situation where they have a chance to exploit somebody's victimhood.
It's not a fault to record the police up close.
No, that's not a.
It's her responsibility and accountability, but it's not her fault.
Yeah. I think his issue.
It's her virtue. I appreciate that
It's
she
not
does what she
fault
does.
and blame. I'm not even a fault and blame person.
No, I'm just
You really hear me
addressing
talk in
Daniel.
those
He called it
terms. I'm
fault.
just saying what her
Not you,
role in
Daniel.
the situation could be.
Yeah, I was talking to Daniel. He called it
okay.
fault.
Oh.
And anyone else out there who used the term fault, I
But I do agree
submit
with
that
Daniel
same argument.
Can I ask you a question?
We're factoring in the
Yeah,
personal agency.
you could we could all stay home, or we could just suck the cop's dick and do whatever they say whenever the hell they say it, and we'll never get in trouble for it. I
have my
agree.
blue hanky.
Who gives a fuck? That's not making a point about anything.
It's making the point I want to make, which I'm allowed
Jeff,
to do.
do you
on my
think that
show.
he applied? Do you think that he applied the proper tactic in a situation like that, given the circumstances of her being 1, overweight, 2, a female, 3, highly aged, and 4, being physically overpowered? Do you think that he may have overdid things given those assessments of the situation that cops make on a moment-to-moment basis all the time, the whole time that they're on the force?
I don't know what his specific training is, but just as a layperson glancing at that one, it looked to me like he might have gone a little over.
It
You are
hurts
very
you to say that
generous.
he went over. You to say he went over the line, doesn't it?
I don't like some investigators going to watch that video and they're going to know the line and they're going to be able to
I
see.
can
But since I
guarantee
don't
you
know
this
the
is a
line, to
slam
me,
dunk.
where I think the line would be, to me, he went
Pun
a little
intended.
over where I think the line should be.
I didn't even see that when I said there. Slam dunk.
Oh,
man.
hang on, Binks. Oh, are you in mine? Here it is.
See, to
Should
me,
be
the way
pinned.
the police interact with the public is extremely important, and they are accountable to exactly how Carolina treated them. When she walked up to them and asked them a question, and they deliberately ignored
They're
her
not
and walked
obligated. I would
away.
have probably done the same thing. They're not obligated to.
I'm
If she
sorry, that
was
was given my
sincerely
opinion.
wanting
My
an answer to
bad.
that question, it would have taken.
I didn't
a
know he
different
was asking for
approach
your
from me
opinion by
than what
saying
she-
denizen.
Do what?
Yeah, he said he was giving his
Get the
opinion,
fuck
not
outta here,
yours.
Teddy.
Does anybody know Zatoichi 444?
Yeah, Zatoichi's
Yeah,
Am I gonna get porn bombed?
not if it's the real him.
Yeah, it looks like it. All right, I'm letting you on, Zato.
Yeah, that's him.
Hi.
How are you?
What's
going
up?
on, man?
Listen, man, what happened to Carolina is bullshit because of one very simple fact, and that is that she was well within her First Amendment and Fourth Amendment rights, according to the Constitution of the United States. And that guy laid hands on her for a crime that had not been committed at that point. And then he throws her to the ground. And did you see her face afterwards? What the black and blue?
Yeah, it looked ugly.
I mean, that was not deserved for what she did. She can yell at them all day long. She can call them pig motherfuckers.
Legally, she can, Jeff. She can yell at them all day long, legally, and call them names and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm saying it made me not like her, and it made me think she was.
But that doesn't give them the right to put hands.
She was
on
interfering with doing their jobs, which to
No,
me
she was
shouldn't be
not.
a problem.
She was not.
Wait a minute. When
Go ahead,
when he
Chuck.
said,
Chuck, been quiet. Yeah.
the only thing I saw is when he said you're under arrest. He went to try to put the cuffs on her, and
Okay,
she yanked away
wait. Let me
from him.
stop you right there. Once again, I don't know. I'm gonna end this conversation or back out of it soon if I can't get this point made clear. I am talking about the two cops walking and what she was doing, asking them about how do you know. That's the part of the video I'm talking about, not the pushing to the ground part. What
We're
I'm talking
trying to
about.
move the conversation a little bit. That's all.
I was
We
trying to
get
talk
what
about
you're
that
talking
too.
about.
That was what I was going to. That's what I was addressing while I was talking.
Because I cannot follow this conversation. It is overwhelming my little autistic mind. I'm going to back out and go on mute and let the rest of you continue. But I've stated my opinion, so don't keep dragging me back into it because I have nothing new to say. And for my own mental health, I just need to take a break on this one.
So there was only one person that caused loss, injury, or harm to anyone in that whole situation. So that should tell you who's in the wrong.
The word.
Oh, what's up? Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff said interfering, and I'm not asking you to comment, Jeff. Jeff said interfering. That is not true. Interfering, which is, I assume, why he arrested her. If it was interference, it requires one, physical. Mostly, it must be physical. There are two others. If you threaten to hurt the officer, or you step in between him and the person that he's investigating. She's done none of those. So, by my interpretation, no chance that she interfered.
That's right.
Yeah.
She got fucked up for nothing.
She got fucked up because he's a sadist. He's the type of guy that pulls a gun on you for jaywalking. Who does that? And he did it to Manuel Mata before he did that to her.
Oh, what? You know about this cop's history?
Well, I know who Manuel Mata is. I've been out. Both of my friends of mine. And I knew he'd pulled a gun and on him for that. Manuel talked about it.
Hi.
Hey, who's that?
Binks, my favorite.
Binks, baby.
What's up?
That's good.
That's
Jew
good.
crew in the house.
What you see, Binks?
Get your shekels out. Get your shekels out.
It's just shekels.
It's always about the shekels.
All right, so I have a very, not a different opinion on this, but everybody knows my position on law enforcement. I am very pro-cop. I'm a bootlicker. I am
Badge Bunny.
a badge
Jeff
bunny,
backed out.
whatever.
We need you. Jeff backed out. We're going to need this.
But, okay, so
What
here's
happened?
my take on it. Apparently, from what I've heard, these Carolina and the cop had previous interactions.
Yeah.
And he's also had previous disciplinary actions on him from what I've heard
Yeah.
for same shit. I am not okay, so listen, I am pro cop, right?
Yeah.
However, I think this cop in particular has a lot of issues. However, I'm going to say if somebody's following me around at 3:30 in the morning to antagonize me and record me on my job,
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little heated too. And when I say, listen, I don't have to answer you, because he doesn't have to answer to her. She's
Hey.
not involved in it. Hold on a second. She's
No, I was
not
gonna say
involved.
you're right. So
Wait, let her
Yeah.
talk. Let her talk. Let her talk.
I am.
But like it's the thing of like, you put yourself in these positions where you're being the aggressor, but you're expecting somebody to not protect themselves or retaliate. I mean,
That is
honestly,
the
if you think
exact
about it,
truth. Yes, we expect that. Yes, that's why we do it. We expect you to not be
but
aggressive or retaliate,
no,
or
no,
if
no, no,
it
no, no. I'm
does,
talking.
yeah,
I'm talking about. But if you're a normal person walking down the street at 3:30 in the morning, and
yeah,
somebody's recording you and harassing you, you're
yeah,
the
I'd
victim,
probably expect to get shot. Yeah,
right? But the thing is that these people were trying to do their jobs. They were there for a reason. You have this fucking crazy lady with a camera at 3:30 in the morning with
their
her fast talking and her
their
and her retardation,
their
right? I'm
job, Binks,
sorry,
is to
but
let
like,
her film and protect her right to film. That is their literal job, to make sure she can curse and film at 3 o'clock in the morning. That is their job under the law. If they're gonna do
Crazy
their
lady they
job,
know on a first name basis too, by the way.
but like, here's
yes.
the but
He
okay,
called her
people,
Carolina
nobody's
before he face
trying.
planted her as being a threat to the operation.
Nobody's trying to take your right away, but like, I'm saying, any person though, if somebody's approaching you at 3:30 in the morning, it's a human nature thing to get fucking to get hype.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
you
if you're
know.
a public servant,
Literally, people are trying to take that right away. I'm not sure what you're talking about when you
I
say
don't
no
know where
one's trying
you're
to.
living, but where I'm living, nobody's trying to take that right away from me. Like,
They're
If you're
literally passing laws making it illegal to record the police, to be within a certain distance of them,
Is
and
that at
not every
local levels or federal?
and this hasn't even made it to the Supreme Court yet. There's whole regions in this country where
oh
it's
yeah,
being criminalized.
okay,
and then
but
if
here's my point though. Antagonizing it, doing it that way isn't the right way. Yeah, you have the right to do that, but why would
you
you do
don't
that?
you don't have the right, because if I use it, that's why you think you have the right, because you haven't tried to flex it. Go up and film a cop at 10 feet away and see if you have the right. Test the theory. Even
But
be
what's the
quiet and
point?
polite as you can, because you're telling me you have the right and I'm telling you you don't. You
I
only
do
think you
though.
do.
I can go out. I can do
I
that right
do it.
now.
I do it all the time, and be quiet from distances further away than 10 feet. And I am threatened, and all sorts of crazy shit happens. You know it, because I built a channel on that shit. I don't walk up
I
and
know
call
that.
nobody names ever. I've never done that shit. Never do that. They always approach me, and I always stay respectful distance. Officer, you got one behind you, officer. I go the extra mile, and they still fuck with me. You do
I
not
saw
have the right to film them.
I saw a video with you in it once, and I fucking laughed for like 2 hours. You were yelling at a cop somewhere, and you're like, "Yeah, interrogate these nuts, N-word."
By
It
And
looks
then,
like
like
I'm
there was
trying
a
to
Supreme
trigger.
Court ruling
like an
recently
hour,
that
like I literally laughed for an hour. But like I'm saying, like here's what I'm saying. What if those officers were responding to like a rape or an attack, and they're being distracted by some retard behind them, filming them yelling and being like
There's the laws.
obnoxious?
There are laws for that. What you do is if you're responding to that, you have a crime scene, and the law tells you have to put up something. It doesn't tell you tape. It suggests tapes, horses. It has a whole list of things that it suggests to put up to delineate your crime scene. The cop can't tell you, push you off your crime scene and put up something. But they
Well,
no one's claiming that
it
that
looks like there
happened.
was a Oh, thanks, Jonathan. It looks like there was a Supreme Court ruling in 2022 which limited the rights of the public to film the police. I'm trying to find the details of it.
because people
Yeah,
are ruining
I
it for
love to
other
see
people.
that.
You have these idiot auditors out there that aren't doing it.
Crocker versus Beatty.
They're honestly, they want a fight. They want this shit to happen.
Yeah,
If
they
somebody's
looked to
gonna
me like
push
they were power testing, like limit
and like
testing.
that's the thing though. Like you can go out. I've seen very many peaceful filmings. Many of them
Yeah.
where they, the cops are like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Don't be a
I got
dick
a
about
million
it.
of those. Yeah, I got a
Right.
million
And
of
that's
those.
the
Yeah.
thing. Like, it's the way you fucking conduct yourself. And it's these people like this that are ruining it for you guys that are doing it the right way.
I don't
Binks,
think I
why do
don't
you
think
think
that anymore.
why do you think he arrested her? Why do you think he got out of his car?
Oh, good question. Good
But he was
line.
already
And
he
this
was
isn't
already
a trap.
there.
This is I've already said my opinion. I just want to know what you think. I want to understand how you're thinking about this. Say it again.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
what?
from what I've seen, they were already there. She pulls up on them and starts walking it behind them, yelling,
Why did he get out of
whatever.
his car though?
Hold on a
Kruger, the
second. Hold
guy.
on.
The guy, yeah.
Okay.
Kruger, the male. Why'd he get out the car? Is what he's asking.
Yeah, why did he get out of the car?
Well, I don't know. There were 3 of them there. My first question when I saw this incident was, why didn't the female officers handle her?
Very good. Me too. I said that.
They were
Like,
ignoring
I
her
really
because they
don't
know
know
who she
why.
is. Because they know who she is, and they think she's a crazy old lady at 3 a.m. harassing them instead of a citizen asking
She
them
is, though,
questions.
and that's the thing. I think she's harmless, but it doesn't give anybody the right to literally be aggressive to anybody else, regardless if it's your right or not.
So
How
we're talking
was she
about
being
Kruger
Okay, I'm
now,
not.
right?
I'm not sure where you're
with
inserting
rights
that, but
comes responsibility, and that's where I think she fell short.
do you have no idea why the cop got out of the car?
Does it matter? They were on a call.
I think it matters if you're. No. He's not responding to the call. He's responding to Carolina. The call's happening on the other side of them.
And apparently, the 2 female officers weren't concerned with the call at that point because they were walking away from her and from everything.
Right.
Well,
Right. This
Yeah,
is
that back-
this is away. This is away from the incident that's
I
happening.
know.
This incident.
Hang on, I'm not done. Hang on. So what I'm saying is, I'm not admonishing him for anything because he has it. Apparently, he has a history of this, and it really wasn't the best way to go about it. He didn't really have to go that hard. However, what I'm saying is, there's equal responsibility in this. If you're gonna get,
Okay, Binks.
hang on.
I'm not trying to get you to
Wait,
prove.
let her
Yeah, but
go.
she's not answering my question, and I'm not trying to get her to prove her point. I'm not trying to attack you.
But you're
I'm trying to get
attack
out.
me, bro.
I'm trying to
An
understand how
answer.
you think by asking you a question, and you're not answering it.
I'm getting there.
Okay. Forgive me.
If you allow me to get there.
Yes, ma'am. You have the floor. My apologies.
Thank you. My point is that there's 2 responsible parties here. Not one is more responsible than the other. Both parties made really huge mistakes.
And why'd he get out the car?
Right.
Does it matter though? Like,
Yes,
That's
it
his
matters to me.
question that you just said you'd answer.
It matters to
Yes.
me. Listen, I don't know and I don't care of valid answers, but I'm trying to understand you.
But you're not letting me go though. Like you keep interrupting me, and then I lose my train of thought.
I thought you were done there. I
I'm
thought
not
you were done.
No, if I'm still
He
talking,
did.
I'm not done.
Something happened.
weren't
He
done.
And
had
it
to
was
get
Joe
out of
that
the
interrupted
car.
you. But
Is
go
there
ahead.
something I
You
can
know what,
do? Like,
Dennison?
can I
We're gonna
Say-
take this
Yeah,
outside.
say-
We're
we
gonna
put 2
Say,
minutes on the clock.
don't interrupt her until she says I'm done, please.
we're gonna fight, Dennison. We're gonna fight outside.
No, we don't have
5
to
minutes.
fight. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Oh my god.
We're gonna fight outside.
Wait, no, this is
Perfect.
important. Let's work this out. You agree to that? And
I'm
then I
just
can
kidding, though.
backstage
Like-
you if you want.
You're an idiot.
Oh, I would love to fight with
Dennison
Binks.
knows
Are you kidding me?
No, Dennison knows me.
I fantasize about it. I'm trying to say I'm not trying to argue with her right now. I'm really genuinely trying to understand where she's coming from. So
Will you-
I can
will
let
you
her go for as
go
long.
until she says I'm done.
Yeah. Let's.
Okay.
That's why
All
she
right.
want to answer your question. She's
I
You too,
believe
Joe.
I believe
Everybody
that to be
hush.
the case as well, Joe. But we should
Yeah.
try and let her do it anyway.
Agree. Give him the floor, Jeff. Yeah, let them go get out.
Wait, what'd you say, Joe?
You get to talk until you say I'm done. That's the agreement, so that we can
Yeah,
understand
that's
your
fine.
answer.
But
Okay.
okay, so I'm not putting blame on the cop or her. I'm saying they're equally guilty in this situation. Every situation is different, regardless of why he got out of the car or not. The fact of the matter is, he was still there. Who has a kazoo?
I don't know. Was that a
Oh wait,
soundboard?
no, I'm not done yet. Don't answer. What I'm saying is, it's situations like this that make it hard for cops and auditors. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I am pro cop, but I also see what was fucked up about this situation. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so what? No. Listen, we are already not going to agree. You and I have had this conversation. I'm trying just to
A million
understand you at
times.
this point. Yeah. So this is me over it, and just trying to understand other people. Are you saying you have no idea why he got out of the car?
No, I don't. I don't even know why they were there.
Okay.
There was a parking spot or something. I don't know.
It seemed
Right.
like retaliation to me.
So, yeah. I don't.
Well, you guys keep missing one. You guys keep saying he got out of the car and slammed her. He only slammed her, and I'm not saying this right. He only slammed her after he had her arms behind her back, said you're under arrest, and she jerked away from him. And then that's when he grabbed her and slammed her.
But was
Right.
the arrest lawful?
No.
Was
Well,
it a
the
lawful
place to
arrest?
fight that would be court, not on the street.
Thank you, Chuck.
Because otherwise, the cops can slam your old lady ass into the concrete, and it's your own damn fault.
Now you're just being.
You brought it on yourself. You shouldn't have been there.
Sensational.
You shouldn't have asked them questions. You shouldn't be so close. And if they tell you have to leave a place, where you're legally allowed to be, you should just do it anyway. Suck it up. Otherwise, I'm gonna break your fucking face and pull your arm out of the
Yes,
socket.
I trust
You
that
dumb
cops
old
have
bitch.
reasons for the request that they make of me. So part of it is trusting in the authority that you invest in the state, that you agree to invest.
That's working
in
out
the state.
fantastic for the nation right now. Keep trusting them authorities.
I'd rather have cops
and
than
we're
not
doing a
have cops.
bang up job.
But most cops are doing a bang up job, though. It's just the bad ones that we hear about and that are shoved in our face.
Ooh,
The bad ones are the other cops that showed up. Those two women cops, the other two cops that showed up. Those are the bad cops.
The women?
What did the
Yes.
women do?
Well,
They looked horrified when it happened.
well, this is the reason all of this occurred is because those women walked away. Because they sense her as harassing her. It's because it's built in. They don't like people who show them defiance, and that's all that was built into it. The first thing that started this was them women not being courteous. If you see it any different, I beg to differ. They didn't ask her questions. She still thinks she's a human being. They have her prejudged and she is not. That's what started this shit. And I was fucking
Exactly.
forgot the second.
Go back
part
to
of it.
Daniel's comment to me, please, Jeff. Highlight that again. I'm being disingenuous. You're projecting. You're the one who's cutting out half of it so you can have your cake and eat it too.
I like cake.
Yeah, but you cut out the other half and eat the other half.
I don't, though. I don't. I explain it. You're literally not listening to me, and you're only projecting your side of the argument. Because you're the one who won't accept the whole thing in its totality. I explain everything from start
but I
to
was
finish.
honest. I was upfront about that.
Fair enough,
I didn't
my
try
friend.
to pretend. And
Fair enough, my antler-wearing friend.
Flo, when would this have happened? At birth, at school? Like when do we like sign a form saying we agree to have cops?
What link?
That doesn't happen with any of the laws you were born under. You were born under
I'm
a
okay
nation
with
with
cops.
laws. I'm so sorry if you can't cope with that.
I'm
but
okay
that
with
is the
cops.
reality of humans.
Oh, my bad, guys. I'm
If-
posting the link.
If I started my own society, there would be a need for cops. I'm okay with cops. But if they hurt someone, they would pay a higher price than if a citizen hurt someone. It wouldn't be
Right,
none of
you're
this
held at different
qualified immunity
standards.
shit.
Yeah. You're
Can
held
I
That
at
was
ask
what that
can I
Supreme
ask a
Court
genuine
ruling.
question?
It granted them some
real
form
quick.
of limited qualified immunity when it comes to this public filming thing.
All right, let me
Can I
interrupt
ask a
real
genuine
quick.
question?
Hold on, Binks. Hold on. Important. Everyone go subscribe to the Spit Cup. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're such a whore, Jamie.
Don't worry about it.
I am a whore, too. Everybody subscribe to Denizen. Hit that
I
like
already
button.
am subscribed to all you.
And all of the channels should be in the
What
video
about the
description, so you can find it.
Bunny
there, too.
slut you.
I'm a badge bunny. Get it right. So
The
here's
Spit
my
Cup is
question,
the
right?
best thing on YouTube.
I am. So here, and this is a
Not
genuine
you.
question. I'm not like being a dick.
Binks.
So like when you guys hear of cop shooting or like people shooting cops, inside like do you secretly in like haha motherfucker like? is there
Not usually, no.
something
Usually it's
associated with cops?
Usually it makes me like the only part that annoys me is how counterproductive it is toward holding police accountable, because I feel just as much for the cops and their family as I do for the people they
I
victimize.
can't lie though. I do what Jeff and Binksy are doing. I assume it was the cop's fault and he did something to deserve it. Even if it's not
Right.
him, I assume it's directly,
Yeah.
but even if it's not, he's done nothing to stop all these abusive cops. They can't seem to arrest nobody unless it comes out in the newspaper. You let them get away with murder. So as Malcolm X said, chickens coming home to roost. You're fostering an environment where people actually do want to hurt you. But usually it's because the cop is playing God or something. He had a gun, which is absolutely constitutionally legal, and you kill him. Or the guy stolen the car, he's trying to run off. Cop jumps in front of the car and executes him. Your body can't stop a car. You wanted to kill that young man. That's the way I'll be thinking.
Welcome, Lily.
Ladies and
What up,
gentlemen,
though?
Lily.
Hey.
Hi. Do any
This
of you
is-
up here hate
It's like
guns?
an eclipse.
Wait, let me hear Lily.
Stop it. I just wanted to see the screens fill up. It's like you was missing a spot.
Oh, we have
Am I the
9
cam
now.
up?
We have a Brady Bunch grid. You're in the corner.
Oh, that didn't work.
I'm gonna move around.
Yeah. That's cool as shit. I like it.
I like to have my cam people visible. There, let's do this.
Oh my goodness.
He put the bottom on the bottom. That's fucked up.
Jamie, you're
Hey,
the
I'm
best bottom ever.
Oh, I was first place. That was a good one. I'll be second fiddle.
See what G
you
says?
could be first. When I'm on a panel, I look in the upper left corner and I assume that's who the host is. So that's the only
Blood Moons make an appearance more than Lily.
Hey man,
Welcome,
y'all
Lily. What do you have to
chill
say?
out.
What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know, because when I was
Okay.
entering the
You do
studio,
okay.
the last thing I heard was, my question is, and then it took me over to the studio and I didn't hear the question.
We were talking about
okay.
Carolina. Have you seen what happened to her?
Carolina as a person?
Yeah, Carolina, Fort Worth.
No.
No, I don't know what happened to her.
She's a person who films the police, and was in the process of doing so, she got thrown to the ground and she got injured.
Oh,
Really
she's
bad.
an auditor, one of them auditor people. Is she
Yes.
American auditor or British auditor?
American. I see you know a lot about this shit.
Well, shit, if that's knowing a lot, then we in trouble.
Most people aren't aware that British even have auditors, so you're ahead of the game already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Try it, Jonathan.
We
I
care
did hear
about
you
Brit.
saying something about that. It sounded like,
Good morning,
yeah,
Jerry.
because I was the one that said, oh, yeah, the old classic Stop Resisting. Yes, we know that well. All about this Stop Resisting. So from what I heard in the snips and clips was that the girl was knocked the fuck out snoring and shit. And she still got the good old Stop
Stop
Resisting, my
resisting.
nigga.
Let's sprinkle some crack on her, Johnson, and let's get out of
Let's
here.
sprinkle some crack
Yeah,
on her.
pretty much. Pretty much. Yep, boy, they got that shit down pat, boy. And even if you catch them on camera, guess what? Not guilty, bitches. Not guilty. So it don't. So what did I think? Oh shit! I think it go like it be going.
Yeah, word.
I mean, to be fair, he was afraid of his life.
Okay, I'm taking my no women energy rule back. Lily saved all
I'm
of
gonna
you.
take that
You're
as a
bringing the heat
compliment.
now. Bringing the heat, lady.
She's the savior.
Here she is. She's redeemed all women.
What?
Just,
Oh, that's a pretty
inside
lady
joke
bird
from
right
earlier
there, boy. Them
today.
bitches is crazy. I cannot save them hoes. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. It's nothing I can do with that. Come on now. That was heavy. You slid that one in there like it was cool. No. Go back. No, all women, boy, ain't no such thing. Don't put me over there through Christ, bitch. We all gonna be
She's gone.
Oh my God,
Somebody
she must
gotta have some
go.
sense, honey. Somebody gotta take accountability. So I don't know if it's a name for the ones who know better than the narrative, but it's gotta be right. You gotta have a name like the no nonsense ones or the I ain't going for that dumb shit. Or
I
I
like
don't want
that
to
the
be
name.
fucking.
Not going for
I
the
don't
dumb
want to go
shitters.
for the. Wait a minute. I don't want to be independent. I don't want 50-50. I don't want that shit. I'm not picking up a goddamn thing. No, I can't fix the car. I can't do none of that shit. Come here.
They
That's
call them.
them. That they
They
want
You're
that
just
call
here to
shit.
them.
chill.
They call them trad wives, traditional women.
What is
Yeah,
a
Oh
traditional woman?
well.
I want to
Damn,
try
I
her.
can't. I can't go with that one either. I'm about to get a whole brand new one because
Uh,
ain't nothing traditional going on over here. I'll tell you what. I can't prove it. I cannot prove traditional because they're gonna be like, no, Lily's a wild card. I'm more like a wild card.
you're
However,
you're single.
traditional and hard.
You're
I want it
single.
to be like it. No, I
You
ain't single. Are you crazy? Who would let a
okay?
woman like me be single? That's not a
As
thing. No.
any
I've been with the
guy.
same dude for like 25, 20 some years.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that Trump debate's starting soon. I think Chaotic
I thought
Truth's
that
gonna
was
try to stream
tomorrow.
it.
I
Huh?
thought this was the pregame show. This ain't the pregame show to
Apparently it
the debate.
is. So y'all
Oh,
enjoy for the next 40 minutes, I guess. And then let me put Chaotic's channel. He's gonna try to risk streaming it. Oh, there's an
then we
echo.
gonna all watch it
Somebody
together,
got
right?
that.
And we gonna like
You.
make fun of that shit, right?
Yeah. We're gonna do a
All
watch
right.
party in the Discord.
Okay,
It's
I'm
Somebody.
with
Lily.
it.
Fix their echo.
It's
Yeah,
Lily.
somebody has echo.
It's always Lily.
Yeah, okay.
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved.
Find a stream. What does that mean?
What?
Oh,
I
Defect said
think
find a stream.
fucking Joe Biden's gonna die, right? He can't string a sentence together. What? This
We'll
is
find
gonna be a
out.
disaster.
They got some pretty good drugs, though.
Oh, that would be dope if he's alert. Oh,
He's got
Okay,
like
y'all
that
listen,
real
y'all
Adderall. You
listen.
know, the shit that we don't
he
have
probably
access
got the
to.
good shit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called
They
meth.
gonna either do a body double or they gonna cancel it. That's my vote. They gonna do a body double or they gonna cancel it. We either gonna get the 19 wait a minute, we gonna get the 2002 Joe or they gonna cancel that shit.
We
Any
find
other
out about
guesses?
half
Damn,
an
y'all
hour.
gonna leave me hanging? What y'all think gonna happen? Run it.
I told you they're just gonna pump them full of drugs and
They
they'll start to
move,
wear
yeah.
off right about toward the end of it. You'll notice. You'll see it.
That's a
Oh
fact,
shit.
Jensen.
The
That's
cops
your
got
prediction.
Joe.
I predict it has the potential to actually be boring because there's no audience and they're controlling the mics.
Oh wow.
If Trump is talking, it's not gonna be boring.
But he's gonna be like by himself in a little bubble. He's not gonna have that audience like energy to feed off of. So
He
it's
don't
gonna be
need it.
him having to like think of answers by himself and
You
all that
think he needs
stuff.
to feed off the audience?
That's what he
I
does.
didn't
He
think
like
so. I
You're,
think he could
reads
do
the
a whole
crowd. He's gonna
motherfucking
be
rant.
just in a little room by himself, having to actually answer
okay.
the question.
Yeah.
They don't
Okay.
never be nowhere by themselves. The handler's gonna be down there sucking their dick or something. It's gonna be somebody in there with him. He ain't gonna be in there by himself. They don't allow that.
We'll see. We'll see his showman skills when he's on an isolated stage.
You
Body double.
know what this
Body double. I'm telling y'all.
can be equivalent to watching two old people
Hey,
fucking in a
Dennison, we're
nut.
gonna check the ears. We're gonna have to do some screen comparison to see if that's the real Joe Biden. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a scandal.
Baby, your echo
Get
cancellation,
the
there's a
AI on it.
button on there under settings that says echo cancellation. Can you try that?
Oh
I
yeah,
can
let me
Or
try
see.
it.
is
On
your
Lily. Oh, I have
YouTube
it on
open or
echo
something?
cancellation. It's on.
Is your YouTube open, babe? You gotta
Oh
pause and
no.
then close it out.
Oh no. Audio. Hold up. Echo cancellation. Do I turn it off or on?
It's already on apparently.
On.
Turn it off, see if it changes anything. On it, change it, whatever it is.
No,
Testing,
yeah, there you
testing,
go.
1, 2.
Yeah,
Then
let me
it's
see if it's
then
on.
it's on.
It's
Hello,
gone.
hello, 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 hello.
How did?
Be
The
Is it
quiet.
first
better?
test.
Be quiet. We only hear it when we talk. Check, check. Sounds like you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Check, check.
All right,
Microphone
guys.
check. 1, 2, 1,
After me
2. All
running my
right.
meeting. See you guys on the next one. Thanks for having me. Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Anytime, drop by.
Yep, will do.
We're here
Have a
every
good day.
day. Take care.
Easy, bro. I like that dude, and he's got a Chicago connection. Well, I think I'm up banning you guys. I was enjoying the cop shit.
Okay, yeah. Well, what I'm gonna do is head to Discord and get ready for the debate, and y'all can catch the debate. And I think Chaotic Truth is gonna try to comment or react to it.
You mean midlife or chaotic?
Chaotic, because you're not supposed to. So he's risking his channel by doing it. Nobody else
Oh.
wants to risk it.
Mm.
But the rumor is Chaotic's gonna be doing it. So, yeah, Moose, good. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, everybody. This is a good one.
What does it start? About half an hour?
The debate, yeah, I think it's at 9
Did Denny
Eastern.
leave? Because wherever Denny's going, that's where I'll be. Oh, there you are, Denizen. Where
I'm
you
in
going?
Discord.
You'll be in
Okay.
Discord. Do you want to
I'll
watch it
be-
in your server?
Yes, that
Okay.
would be awesome. Actually,
I would like that as well. Thank you so much for that idea.
hell yeah.
All
Chuck,
right, well,
you
oh
Discord,
shit,
bro?
hang on, I'll be
Yeah,
back.
drop your Discord in Jeff's chat if you can.
Yeah.
Or over in yours. Either way, you just let me know which place to go to.
Fuck, man, I'm so bad at this shit. I used to be better. Give me a second. I gotta grab it.
Yes, sir.
Don't grab it,
Don't-
Denny. Don't grab it.
Don't squeeze it too tight.
Man. Tell him.
Alrighty.
Okay, there.
What? Who?
There's my Discord in Jeff's.
Here, I can.
And
You put
Jeff?
it in mine, because I can pop it in too.
Drop
Alright,
it in
cool.
back chat.
So yeah, we're headed there to get ready for the debate, and then I'll be back. If depending on how the debate goes, I might be inspired to do another stream tonight. If not, I'll do one tomorrow sometime.
Yep, it's gonna be interesting to see how this actually goes tonight.
Yeah, I'm not really into presidential debates, but I'm kind of interested in seeing this one myself.
Yep, I'm gonna jump and pick up his Discord.
Okay, sounds good, Chuck.
All
We'll
right.
see you around. Yeah, Lily, it was an absolute joy meeting you. I'm glad you dropped in.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Yep, we'll see you. Take care. Okay, cool. These people are finding it. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. I had a great day with you today. Considering how it started. Thanks a lot. Dan, I'll see you soon. Everybody.
Peace.
Freak, Tiffany, Jonathan, Daniel for sure. Binks, good to have you. Moose, thank you. All of you. I feel all right. Have about half an hour to get ready for this debate, and I'm probably gonna need every minute of it, so. Well, he is a felon, technically. But we'll see what happens. All right. Take care, everybody. Here, let me get some music going.